It's Wednesday, July 15th. A hot, hazy day in the capital. A heat warning remains in effect for Ottawa.
Ottawa police are investigating two stabbings in the Byward Market area, both leaving victims with serious injuries.
Porro, Olmo, Pedro Porro!
And a World Cup upset, sending Spain to the World Cup final to face either England or Argentina. Your Morning Ottawa starts right now.
Good morning. Hope your day is going well. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Rosie Edden.
Happy Wednesday, everybody. I'm Will Aiello.
And I'm Melissa Lamb.
As per usual on this show, we have a little bit of everything. So here's a little debrief of what you can expect. We're talking about ticks,
Yep.
NASCAR, and a dog potty coming on in the show. What more could you ask for?
I love it.
All right, we're going to begin with the weather this morning as Environment Canada issues two yellow level warnings for the capital. A yellow level heat warning remains in effect, and an air quality warning just ended moments ago. Here's a look at the sky early this morning. Smoke blanketed the city, creating an eerie orange hue. The smoke coming from forest fires in northwestern Ontario. The heat warning remains in effect so far this morning. A woman was rushed to hospital in critical condition yesterday after being stabbed in the downtown core. Paramedics say this happened near Rideau and Cumberland Streets around 4:30 p.m. A woman in her 20s was found with multiple stab wounds, but is now in stable condition. Her injuries are now being deemed non-life-threatening. No arrests have been made. And an update to a story we brought you yesterday. Police confirm a man is in critical condition after a stabbing in the Byward Market on Monday. This happened at the intersection of George and Dalhousie Streets around 10:40 p.m. Police say the man was stabbed during an attempted robbery. It's not clear if the victim and suspect were known to each other. No suspects have been identified. Anyone with information is asked to contact the robbery unit. The Byward Market Square building is home to more than a dozen local shops and restaurants, but they fear a planned redevelopment of the building could force them out. The city is hoping to reimagine the space, opening it up to make way for a wider central food hall. But the business owners there say the renovations could cause severe business uncertainty and harm to the Byward Market, with current tenants facing possible renovation.
I hope they listen to us because we've been here for a long time. We know how the market it is. What they're doing here is the new entertainment things. It's nice. It made it different. But this don't have to be changed.
Business owners in the building suggest upgrading public washrooms and improving access to the upper floor instead of the full redevelopment plan. Work on 55 Byward Market Square is not expected to begin for several years. Ottawa firefighters rescued an injured construction worker yesterday afternoon after he fell from a ladder into a pit. The rope rescue team responded to the incident on Hemlock Road shortly after 3 o'clock. The worker was about 18 feet down a deep embankment, unable to get out due to a femur fracture. He was safely rescued from the pit just before 4 p.m. New numbers show management at Canada Post was given more than $30 million in performance pay last year, despite the company posting staggering losses and receiving a government bailout. A Canada Post spokesperson told CTV News the money was part of an existing compensation program and comes from its own revenues, not repayable government bridge financing. Ottawa recently approved a bailout of up to $673 million for Canada Post. The Crown Corporation reported a record $1.57 billion loss last year. To World Cup action now, and a major upset. Spain beats France to move on to the finals.
Mikel Oyarzabal strikes first for Spain!
Spain opened the scoring from the penalty spot after Lamine Yamal was brought down in the box. Pedro Porro then sealed the deal with a stunning second goal. Spain now moves on to the World Cup final on Sunday, where it will face either England or defending champion Argentina. France will now play in Saturday's third-place match. Ottawa Senators forward Shane Pinto is set to compete in a PGA Tour event this week, the Commissionaire's Ottawa Open.
My driver's feeling good. I don't know what's going on with my irons. Chipping's all right, and then my putting's been awful, so I'm going to work on a lot of putting today, short game, and hopefully it shows up on Thursday.
The PGA Tour America's event is being hosted at the Marshes Golf Club in Canada. Pinto says he is nervous to step onto the course with professional golfers, despite being a professional athlete himself. He says the goal is to not embarrass himself, and he fully expects to finish last.
I think we're all like on the same page. As long as the hockey sticks are working, we're okay with the golf game being weak.
Yes, especially because they had to get brought out a little early.
Absolutely. And fireworks lit up the sky above the Eiffel Tower in Paris as part of celebrations marking Bastille Day.
The show featured colorful fireworks and large flocks of drones making various shapes, including formations of the Eiffel Tower.
The day marks the anniversary of the storming of the Bastille prison in 1789, one of the key dates in the French Revolution.
More fireworks on the show today, but just not here at LeBreton Flats.
Yes, absolutely.
And a very nice scene over there, isn't it?
Not causing any controversy for us here today.
No, I don't think so. At least not today.
Yes. Our forecast, my goodness, yesterday it was a hot one, it was humid, and it was hard to see the sunshine because of all the smoke. The air quality was just so poor yesterday afternoon, and that kind of got issued in the early afternoon yesterday. The good news is it's ended for now, so we don't have to worry about it so much today. However, the heat warning still remains in effect, but I have a feeling this will end shortly as well, and that's because it won't be nearly as hot today as it was yesterday or on Monday, but it is still in effect for right now, so here is where it's for. Ottawa, Hawkesbury, Cornwall, Smiths Falls, Brockville. It has ended now for the Valley, so do keep that in mind. We're still in store for a hot day for us, just not nearly as humid as it was yesterday or Monday. 21 degrees, so still dealing with those very warm mornings. It's mainly cloudy out there right now, not seeing a lot of sunshine to start things off. 22 in Montreal, Cornwall area, 19 out in the Valley. With the humidity, does feel closer to 28 this morning, so still dealing with some humidity this morning, but into the afternoon it won't be so bad, and we'll get to see a bit more sunshine today now that the air quality is improving this morning, which will continue to improve throughout the day ahead as well. In our skies, of course, we saw some thunderstorms last night. We could see that again later on today into the early evening, overnight hours. That's when we could see some active weather on the way. But for the most part, we will see sunshine and dry skies throughout the day ahead. So overall, it's looking to be a beautiful Wednesday in the forecast for us, and not nearly as humid, so you can actually get outside and enjoy the activities a little bit more, especially now that the air quality has improved throughout the day ahead. We could see some spotty showers, though, towards the rest of the end of the work week. 29 degrees is your high today. We'll feel closer to 31, 32, so not nearly as hot and humid as it has been, but still a beautiful day. 29 in Kemptville, Brockville, Cornwall. The Valley will sit at 28 for today, so temperatures back into the high 20s, so a little bit cooler than it has been over the last few days, where temps have felt in the mid-40s with that humidity. Overnight tonight dropping to 18. Tomorrow 27 is the daytime high. Again, starting to see some relief on the way, especially as we head towards the end of the work week. 14 is the overnight low, so cooler overnights for us over the next few nights as well. As we head into the weekend, a little bit cooler as we head into Saturday. A high of only 21 degrees. Could see some spotty showers in through the weekend forecast. It will then warm up as we head into Sunday and Monday. On your roads this morning, here's a look at your traffic. So far, so good. No seeing any major issues east to west, but we have started to see volume build very early on, so just keep that in mind. Traffic is starting a little bit earlier. It usually starts around 6:30 a.m. Now let's check out your TSN must-see moment.
Hi everyone, Mark Rowe inside the Sports Center newsroom with your must-see moment from Tuesday. And before we head to the MLB All-Star Game, Andy Pages with the grounder up the middle. Ernie Clement with the backhand leaping throw to get him at first. A great play from the American League's leading vote getter for your must-see moment. Today on TSN, we have the second semifinal from the FIFA World Cup with England taking on Argentina. Coverage begins at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific. That's all from the Sports Center newsroom. Have a great day.
Still to come on Your Morning Ottawa, warnings about AI deepfakes online as a pair of Canadian women are scammed out of tens of thousands of dollars. We'll have all those details coming up on our program right after the break. Taking a peek outside through our Centennial Glass sky cam. It was so hot and humid yesterday. It was basically a wall as soon as you stepped outside. Finally seeing some relief on the way in the days ahead, but a little bit toasty this morning. Still lots to come on the show. 6:10, you stay with us. We'll be right back.
.13, welcome back. Here are the big stories we are following today on Your Morning Ottawa. A heat warning in effect for Ottawa so far this morning. A woman is in critical condition after being stabbed in the downtown core, and business owners are calling on the city to repeal the redevelopment plan for the Byward Market Square. Folks want to know how hot will it get today? Well, we got your forecast.
Temperatures will be still a little toasty throughout the day ahead, but the air quality is starting to get better. Plenty of sunshine, but we'll continue to see that haze that we've seen over the last 24 hours. Climbing up to and above seasonal. Daytime high of 29 degrees, and then temperatures start to cool off a little bit from there. Melissa breaks it down in the full forecast coming up shortly. Let's take a peek at your roads as we cruise up to 6:14 on your Wednesday. Everything smooth sailing as of right now. No major disruptions to pass along. We'll keep you updated on the morning ahead. Criminals are using artificial intelligence to create deep fake videos online and scam innocent victims. Earlier this month, a woman lost nearly $1 million after she saw a fake investment video with the Prime Minister. And now more and more people are starting to fall victim. Here's CTV's Pat Forn.
Imagine receiving $35,000 every month without hard work, without risk, without wasting time.
This is the latest deepfake video going around online with Prime Minister Mark Carney. Well, it appears he's pitching an investment platform in the House of Commons. Criminals have used AI to create this fake video to scam Canadians.
2 months ago, I deposited just $350 into my account. Today, my balance is $70,000.
It looked exactly like Mark Carney. It was Mark Carney.
Deborah Friesen of Acton says last year she was watching craft videos online when an ad popped up that appeared to be the Prime Minister speaking about an investment opportunity.
He said, I'm really trying to help out my Canadian people by helping them to make extra money on this trading platform.
Friesen was scammed out of $13,000. Later, she was contacted again by someone who called her every day for months. She took another chance and was scammed out of $70,000.
And then he disappeared. I fell apart. I couldn't stop crying.
It's so frustrating, so devastating.
Judy Skeen saw a fake Mark Carney video on Facebook. She invested and was scammed out of $900,000.
All my money was gone.
Do not ever invest on anything or in any situation that arises out of social media.
Cybersecurity experts recommend reaching out to people you trust before making any investment decisions or large purchases.
Make sure that in your family you have 1, 2, or 3 people that you have on speed dial and you can call them immediately.
Be very cautious with any video seeking your money, and know with AI, creating deep fakes is getting easier and they're becoming more realistic. Pat Foran, CTV News.
And I feel like the end of what Pat said right there is something that you and I have talked about, I think, immensely over the last year since I've been back here. And it's becoming much more frequent. It's becoming better. And I fear that it's only going to get worse from this standpoint as AI just continues to grow.
Yeah, you saw it, the report. It looks like that is the Prime Minister talking to you, telling you you can make a lot of money. It's actually his face, but those aren't his words. It's not real. But my suggestion is just take everything and question everything. Even if it's your own son, you're like, is this really you? Is it really? What's the code word?
Yeah.
And then,
yeah.
oh, okay, well, we got the code word going. Now let's continue the conversation. I think we have to get to that point, unfortunately, especially for seniors who are not that adept at identifying what's fake and what's real.
Yeah, and just making sure that we're having those conversations, you know, with our seniors, with our parents or grandparents, just no matter what you see online, before you do anything. Just call me. Or see me in person.
Yes,
so you know it's me.
And touch you.
Well, yes, and please, you're real. We're
Okay.
here. All right, more details on that coming up. Switching gears now, the Byward Market Square building is home to more than a dozen local shops and restaurants, but they fear that a planned redevelopment of the building could force them out. Let's check in with Bill Carroll from the Morning Rush and News Talk 580 CFRA to get his thoughts. And Bill, we're talking about Byward Market Square. Where do you sit on this one?
I love that building. Don't mess with that building. I understand that it needs some upgrades, new bathrooms, new elevators. Okay, but I would be reluctant to change the historic feel. I mean, part of the charm of the place is the messiness of it, the chaos of it. This idea of making event spaces and a food court. Ooh, I can't find that in a local mall. They should tread really carefully, I think, when they make changes to that. And I know it's an old building, but this isn't one of those cases where you just keep the facade of a building and then you make it fancy and modern inside. That's not the kind of market that I want to visit. I was just in it a couple of weeks ago for the first time in a while, I admit. But, you know, the main reason I stay away from the market is stories like we are hearing today, again, of violence. That's what has to be fixed. That should be more important than new skylights in that building. You want to update some of it, better access to the second floor. I always forget there's even a second floor in there. So sure, do some of those things. But it's also ironic, Will, I think that, you know, they're talking about a renoviction, basically. That's what some of the store owners are saying, the business owners are saying. You're doing exactly what you're telling private tenant landlords can't do to their tenants. You're booting us out. We've been here 28 years working and supporting our family and supporting 10 employees, and you're kicking us out to renovate the place. What happens to our business? So, yeah, I think we should update the building more than do a complete rethink of it.
Yeah, you know, Bill, I was talking yesterday about the 50 years of history, you know, celebrating all the historic landmarks in the Rideau Canal here in the downtown area. And it is a building that just has so much history. I'm with you on that front, and I feel like the direction has to be more towards making it safe before redoing the entire building itself.
Yeah, there's something charming about the market that gives it that old feel. You know, I didn't like all the tents and other structures right in front of that building. Remember, they removed them so that when the LRT arrived, people would come into the market. It would be an open square. And actually, I kind of missed it when they took away some of those. I didn't think it would be a big deal, but I liked it better the way it was. And that's the thing about history. You can't upgrade history.
It has a nostalgia feel to it. We'll see where it goes from here, but undoubtedly, obviously, those local business owners definitely in some fear. Have a great day, my friend.
Okay, I'll see you at the new food court.
Yes, you will, under the skylight. We'll take a good photo because it'll be excellent lighting for our program.
See you guys.
Bye, Bill. Remember, you can listen to more of Mr. Bill Carroll on the Morning Rush, News Talk 580 CFRA. That is weekdays from 6 till 10. We'll take a peek outside, shall we? Air quality index is starting to improve. Heat warning remains in effect for now. Now, you see those cones on the road. What could that mean? Do we have something special to bring you on the show today? Potentially vehicle related. That's all you get for now. Stay with us. 6:20, we'll be right back. Happy Wednesday. It is Outdoor Workout Week on the show over the last couple of days, and we have another segment prepared for you a little bit later on. So today on the show, we wanted to ask you, how are you staying active with your little ones, regardless of whether we got the heat wave going on right now or if it's nice and comfortable outside? How do you stay active with the kids? Let us know. Email us, yourmorningottawa@ctv.ca, and I have to recuse myself from this conversation as I don't have any little ones. So, Melissa, what do you do?
You know, I think the biggest thing for us is just doing simple things, taking them to the park. We go on a walk. We have this beautiful pond near our house, and it has a paved path around it, so we go on our nightly walks. Even in the winter months, we'll get outside and make sure they're staying active in some sort of capacity. And another thing we do is we're very fortunate to have a gym in our house. We started to build it during the pandemic because the gyms were closed and my husband needed to stay in shape for his job. So we started to slowly build our gym. And now we have a pretty decent sized gym in our basement, and our kids are part of our workout routine. So they come downstairs with us. Mom and dad are working out. They automatically want to be involved because they just want to do what we do. And of course, there's some cool equipment that they want to get involved in. We're very careful with what they do. But I think just, simple things like going on a walk, getting the bikes out, doing things as a family. It can be so simple and just, it's so important.
I think it is. You know what? Hold on. I'm putting myself back into the conversation
there you go.
because over the weekend, I have nieces and nephews, and they were up and we were at our family cottage, and we were going for a little swimming and runs around. And as you know, I am basically a child myself. So there we are, kind of running around the cottage and lifting them up and just doing little things. But I am the one in our family that always stays active, regardless of whether we're on the water or I'm doing CrossFit or whatnot. And I can see now that they're at the age where they can start noticing those things.
Yeah.
And I kind of want to be like Uncle Will. So what you do as an uncle or as a parent directly impacts the way that they kind of see life. And I'm starting to see that now. So it does have a drastic impact. Like trying to set a good example.
Yeah, we're going to be speaking with Strength Collective. That's part of our outdoor workout series today. And we're doing this thing where you work out with your kids. So I can't wait to see what they have in store. Maybe they bring out a stroller, and how do you incorporate everyday items with your kids and staying fit, and then not making it seem like some hard workout, but just sort of like a natural part. So I'm looking forward to that. That's coming up a little bit later on in the show, bringing in the kids. And let me just tell you something, for all of you with little kids, run them into the ground now, race them now, because pretty soon you're gonna be like, what? They're going to pass you, and you're going to be, how did you get faster than me?
It's like you and your daughter.
Exactly.
I mean, you're an athlete, you grew up a professional athlete, and now look at your daughter and what she soared to,
now
right?
She's zooming.
Zooming right behind me. She was like, let's race. I'm like, no problem. And I'm racing her, beating her handily, and then one day it's like, what?
You're like, wait a minute.
Yes.
You're like, wait a minute.
Yes. Hold, come back.
I have to actually try now.
Yeah, but it's so fun to do that with the family.
It
like
is.
you and Nigel and the kids. And they're just like, yeah, that's what we do.
It's part of our life.
Yeah.
And celebrate those wins while you still got them.
Yes.
All right, you heard from us. We want to hear from you. We are asking, how do you stay active with the kids? Let us know. Your Morning Ottawa at ctv.ca. We will be right back with all your news headlines and full forecast.
Good morning. I'm Rosie Edden.
Happy Wednesday, everybody. I'm Will Aiello.
And I'm Melissa Lamb.
Coming up a little bit later on the show, it's something that we've been talking about probably a lot over the last year, but ticks have become a huge concern in Eastern Ontario. And now there's another strain. It's not new towards the world, but it's kind of starting to get new to this area. So Dr. Paul is going to join us shortly to talk about that.
It is now time to get you caught up on today's top stories. We begin with the weather this morning as Environment Canada issues 2 yellow level warnings for the capital. A yellow level heat warning remains in effect. An air quality warning just ended moments ago. Here's a look at the sky early this morning. Smoke blanketing the city, creating an eerie orange hue. The smoke coming from forest fires in northwestern Ontario. For those looking to stay cool, the city of Ottawa has an interactive map with places to cool off, with locations such as recreation centers, libraries, and community centers. A woman was rushed to hospital in critical condition yesterday after being stabbed in the downtown core. Paramedics say this happened near Rideau and Cumberland Streets around 4:30 p.m. A woman in her 20s was found with multiple stab wounds but is now in stable condition. Her injuries are now being deemed non-life-threatening. No arrests have been made. And an update to a story we brought you yesterday. Police confirm a man is in critical condition after a stabbing in the Byward Market on Monday. This happened at the intersection of George and Dalhousie Streets around 10:40 p.m. Police say the man was stabbed during an attempted robbery. It's not clear if the victim and suspect were known to each other. No suspects have been identified. Anyone with information is asked to contact the robbery unit. The Byward Market Square building is home to more than a dozen local shops and restaurants, but they fear a planned redevelopment of the building could force them out. The city is hoping to reimagine the space, opening it up to make way for a wider central food hall. But the business owners there say the renovations could cause severe business uncertainty and harm to the Byward Market, with current tenants facing possible renovation.
I hope they listen to us because we've been here for a long, long time. We know how the market it is. You know, what they're doing here is the new entertainment things. It's nice. It made a difference. But this don't have to be changed.
Business owners in the building suggest upgrading public washrooms and improving access to the upper floor instead of the full redevelopment plan. Work on 55 Byward Market Square is not expected to begin for several years. Ottawa firefighters rescued an injured construction worker yesterday afternoon after he fell from a ladder into a pit. The rope rescue team responded to the incident on Hemlock Road shortly after 3 o'clock. The worker was about 18 feet down a steep embankment, unable to get out due to a femur fracture. He was safely rescued from the pit just before 4 p.m. New numbers show management at Canada Post was given more than $30 million in performance pay last year, despite the company posting staggering losses and receiving a government bailout. A Canada Post spokesperson told CTV News the money was part of an existing compensation program and comes from its own revenues, not repayable government bridge financing. Ottawa recently approved a bailout of up to $673 million for Canada Post. The Crown Corporation reported a record $1.57 billion loss last year. The death toll in Venezuela has risen again after the 2 consecutive destructive earthquakes which hit on June 24th. The powerful quakes caused widespread destruction. Officials say the death toll now sits around 4,700 people. Almost 17,000 people have been hurt. Temporary camps have been set up to house survivors, but despite the assistance, close to 18,000 people remain homeless. International medical teams have set up temporary clinics to treat the injured. Into World Cup action now. Spain is headed to the FIFA World Cup finals after an impressive win over France.
Mikel Oyarzabal strikes first for Spain.
Spain opened the scoring from the penalty spot after Lamine Yamal was brought down in the box. Pedro Porro then sealed the win with a stunning second goal. Spain now moves on to the World Cup final on Sunday, where it will face either England or defending champion Argentina. France will now play in Saturday's third-place match.
And it's never too old to start something new.
The oldest, it could be around 80, I'm not sure. But the youngest is 50. I myself am 76 years old.
So these women in Kenya started playing soccer to get their bodies moving. They call themselves the Soccer Grannies.
I love it. Organizers say many are feeling healthier and, of course, are having more fun. They train twice a week and say it's helping them stay active while creating lasting friendships.
I love that.
Goal!
Look at them!
It's so great, too, because it's so much more than just staying active. You know, physically it's amazing, but mentally having people around you going through something similar, like that's the money spot. Like that's where those memories and life is all about is made.
And like I was saying, for young kids, it's winning and losing life lessons. You can't win every game, and you got to learn to lose in life to, you know, figure things out.
That's right. No, it's so great that they're doing that. Obviously having a blast from what we just saw.
I love it. And it'll be a bit better today to play soccer outside than it was yesterday. Of course, we saw all that smoke, and our air quality was quite poor yesterday. The air quality has improved and the warning has lifted. For us right now, dealing with mostly cloudy skies. Sunshine, could still see some thunderstorm activity late in the day today, but overall the week is still looking pretty hot and sunny, although a lot of relief on the way in terms of your heat as well. 21 degrees is where temps are sitting right now here in the city, 22 in Montreal, 22 in Cornwall as well, 21 for Brockville, 25 in Kingston, 18 out in the valley. So already a warm start to your morning with the humidity. Does feel closer to 28 this hour. Some relief in the valley, feels like 22 this morning, 31 in Kingston, 34 in Trenton. So some areas still dealing with these hot and humid conditions. For us here in Ottawa, won't be as humid as we head into the afternoon hours. Still dealing with cloudy skies this morning. Some areas saw a few scattered showers. Of course, we saw some active weather, some thunderstorm activity overnight last night. Could see a similar thing today where we will see sunshine throughout most of the day. Then late this afternoon in through your evening hours, overnight we could see some active weather, risk of thunderstorms overnight tonight, continuing into your overnight tomorrow as well. But then most of the daytime we will get to see that sunshine. Saturday at this point is looking a little bit cool and a little bit wet, but relief on the way for a lot of people. 29 degrees is the high for this afternoon. We'll feel closer to 31, so not nearly as humid. Same within Cornwall, Brockville, Kemptville, and Bancroft. So temperatures really in the high 20s as we head into Trenton, Kingston area, sitting at 30 today. 29 is also the high in Gatineau. So still the heat warning in effect. It has ended now for the valley, but it's still in place for areas of Smith Falls, Brockville, Ottawa, Cornwall, and Hawkesbury, and down along the 401. So keep that in mind. However, it should end today, maybe later this morning or early afternoon, because temperatures won't be nearly as humid into the afternoon, and some relief on the way in the overnight as well. Temps will feel like 31 today. 18 is the overnight low as we head into tomorrow. 27 degrees is your daytime high, so slightly cooler as we head towards the end of the work week. 25 on Friday. Beautiful day, lots of sunshine. Then the weekend, much cooler on Saturday, a high of only 21 degrees, mix of sun and cloud, but we are expecting a little bit of rain.
Weather brought to you by Manotick Place Retirement Community, a community you can call home.
Slow downs forming eastbound on the 417 at the 416 split right now in through Woodruff. Other than that, it is smooth sailing out there so far.
Traffic brought to you by Presler Injury Lawyers, 1-800-JUSTICE.
Coming up next on Your Morning Ottawa, there are concerns about a tick-borne disease in Eastern Ontario, and it's not Lyme disease. We are paging Dr. Paul to find out more. That is just ahead. Here's a live look through our Skycam. Cloudy conditions, still pretty hot and humid out there. Got your full weather, news, forecast, and so much more coming up after the break. 6:39. We'll be right back. .42, here are the big stories happening today on Your Morning Ottawa. A yellow level heat warning remains in effect, expected to continue into tomorrow. A woman is in critical condition after being stabbed in the downtown core. And business owners are calling on the city to repeal redevelopment plans for the Byward Market Square. Now a check on the steamy hot forecast.
Another hot day ahead, but not nearly as humid today as it was yesterday. And as we headed into Monday, 29 degrees is the daytime high. We'll feel closer to 31 this afternoon. Mix of sun and cloud. Now we could see that active weather late in the day today into your late evening hours, overnight as well. Into your day tomorrow, relief on the way again. 27 degrees is the daytime high. We'll feel closer to 30 with that humidity. Could see some active weather late in the afternoon as we head into Friday. Beautiful day in store for us, 25 degrees with lots of sunshine. On your drive-in right now, slowdowns forming eastbound on the 417 at the 416 split in through Woodruff. Other than that, it is smooth sailing so far.
Statistics Canada is releasing new motor vehicle sales numbers for May of this year. In April, 17,795 electric vehicles were sold, an increase of 21.2% from 1 year earlier. CTV News correspondent Scott Hurst joins us with the latest data this morning. Good morning to you, Scott. So Stats Can is releasing new motor vehicle sales data today. What do we know so far?
Good morning, Rosie. We've seen a renewed momentum in EV sales for much of the first quarter of this year. And as you mentioned, we will be getting the latest numbers from Stats Canada a little later this morning, which will give us the snapshot for May. But we've seen this recent acceleration in demand. You pointed out the numbers from April, close to 18,000 EVs sold across Canada. That's more than 20% increase from the year before. The numbers even stronger from the month just before that in March, with Stats Canada showing in that month there were more than 21,000 EV sales in Canada. That made up about 12% of all vehicles sold in that month, and that is a big jump from the year before as well. So why are we seeing car buyers like you and me turning back to these types of vehicles after the industry hit a rough road for much of the year before? In 2024, zero-emission vehicles were reaching new heights after seeing a steady increase for much of the decade before, making up about 14% of new annual sales. Then in 2025, it really was a bumpy ride, with sales dropping significantly. So industry analysts say there are several factors at play here. A new 5-year EV incentive program introduced by the federal government back in February, offering rebates of up to $5,000 this year. Couple the new incentive with the recent surge in gas prices. Consumers have been seeing this. We've been feeling it and watching the wild fluctuations and really feeling how much money we have to pay in gas prices over the past couple months. Plus, we're seeing much more familiarity with vehicles and increased options. So that's what industry analysts are pointing to in terms of why we're seeing this recent surge and a turn back to electric vehicles. Of course, Rosie, there are still many barriers that Canadians feel in considering electric vehicles, including cost being one, but also lack of charging infrastructure in many communities across the country. It may be a big deal in some bigger communities, bigger cities, but maybe not right across the country. And there are still concerns over range and performance in extreme conditions. So we are watching those latest numbers to see how this recent surge in sales will continue, Rosie.
It's clear it looks like EVs are growing in popularity throughout Canada. Thanks for that report. CTV News correspondent Scott Hurst. Thanks, Scott.
Thanks, Rosie.
Here's a live look from our Skycam on George Street. It is 6:46. We're in for another hot day, though Melissa says it's not going to be quite as hot as yesterday. It is Wednesday. You're watching Your Morning Ottawa. We'll be right back.
Welcome back, everybody. 10 to 7. It is Outdoor Workout Week here on the show. So today on Your Morning Ottawa, we wanted to ask you, how are you staying active with the little ones, regardless of whether it's summer or continuing on when it's hot or not? And we had someone chime in, and I'm very curious to see what people are saying, what they do with the little ones.
And Shelby says, I don't have kids. However, I volunteer at Girls on the Run. Yes. During the school year, I volunteer at a school they work with, and the girls are fascinated by my fitness level. They also run a camp in August. Girls on the Run, what a great organization.
I love that too. And once again, setting an example. And Shelby, kind of like what I was talking about earlier, is, you know, Shelby doesn't have kids. I don't have kids. I'm an uncle, but they look at Shelby and they go, oh my goodness, you're so fit. Like, that's fun. Making it more fun than it is like a job to do something. And obviously the kids are enjoying that for her.
It's incredible. Well, we love to hear from you. So let's continue to keep this conversation going. We are asking you today, how do you stay active with your kids? So send your comments to us, yourmorningottawa@ctv.ca. We would love to hear your thoughts.
There are new warnings about rapidly rising rates of a tick-borne threat other than Lyme disease. Officials say that they are increasingly worried about another disease called anaplasmosis. We are paging Dr. Paul to learn a little bit more this morning. Good morning to you, Dr. Paul.
Good morning, Will.
So tell me a little bit about this. You know, it's not new, but it's relatively new for the Eastern Ontario area, and we're not talking about Lyme disease.
No, we're not. But it's another tick-borne illness. And it's transmitted by the same tick. So this is called anaplasmosis. It's another bacteria that, just like Lyme disease bacteria, gets into your body after a tick bites you. And so this anaplasmosis causes symptoms like fever, sore throat, nausea, vomiting, and if left untreated, can cause brain, heart, kidney damage as well. And that's the worry that we have at this point in time. And so we've had ticks now for the last 10, 15 years, and an increasing number of ticks that have Lyme disease. For example, we just collected 86 ticks. Out of those 86, 43% had Lyme disease in them. But out of the 86, just 2 had anaplasmosis. A year or 2 ago, we were only seeing Lyme disease and probably less of a percentage. And so we're now, sounding the alarm once again that ticks and tick-borne illnesses are a concern, are an emerging concern in Eastern Ontario. And now it's not only Lyme disease, it's also anaplasmosis. And the issue is that people don't, just because you have a tick on you doesn't mean that that tick has anaplasmosis or Lyme disease. However, we're not sure, right? And so what we tell people is that obviously if you have a tick on you, because that's prevention is best. So because, anaplasmosis is treated with an antibiotic. Fortunately, we do have treatments for it, but we need to get it early on. And so the best approach is not to get bit in the first place. And we know that for anaplasmosis and for Lyme disease, the tick has to be attached to your body for more than 24 hours. So if you have found a tick that's more than 24 hours, then, remove it, go to a pharmacist, see a healthcare provider, because we can give you antibiotics to prevent Lyme disease. That's the first thing. But if you see a tick, you go outside and then you check yourself, your body, your kids, and so on, and you find a tick and remove it, you're good to go, because it really takes about 24 hours for these 2 illnesses to get injected, so to speak, into the body. So that's one thing that we can do. And the other thing, obviously, we can do is do the precautions. The same precautions that I've talked about on this show previously about tick precautions is the same that we would do for tick-bearing anaplasmosis or anything else. Basically, long sleeves, DEET. When you go into the woods, make sure you stay in the trail. At home, you could tick-proof your home. You can actually create a little zone around it, put some mulch or put some gravel around it if you're abetting a forest or area. That will prevent the ticks from coming in. So the best approach is really be tick-aware and prevent it. Know to check yourself. Take a shower after you go out to the woods. Avoid shrubby areas. When you're walking in paths, stay in the paths, because the paths tend to be tick-free, because ticks don't fly. So if the tick is in a stony area or whatever, you're fine. So just be aware of these things and know that we have this in our area and it's entrenched in our area. Unfortunately, we've added anaplasmosis to it, but again, the approach is the same.
I like that you stated that too, because you want to make sure that it doesn't go untreated. Like Lyme disease, anaplasmosis can be treated with the antibiotics. So you're following the same or very similar protocols if we're talking about a tick with Lyme disease.
Yes, well, with Lyme disease, the issue with Lyme disease is that if you have a tick that has Lyme disease in it and you've had it for over 24 hours, the antibiotic one-shot prevention will work. Unfortunately, it won't work with the others. However, if you have symptoms and we suspect that it's Lyme or anaplasmosis, both of them are treated with antibiotics once the infection kicks in. So that's the difference between the two. But that's why we tell people that we still have, don't forget that we still have Lyme disease in our area. Like I said, out of our 86 ticks that we collected, 37 had Lyme disease and only 2 had anaplasmosis. That's not to say that anaplasmosis isn't there, but we still have to be careful. So yes, if you have a tick on you, if it's more than 24 hours, seek medical attention. We can give you antibiotics, and if it happens to be Lyme disease, it'll treat it. If not, at that point in time, you need to look at your symptoms. The symptoms can occur within a week or 2 after being bit, and they range, really, the problem with the symptoms is that they range from fever to sore throat to, and the rash is the Lyme disease one. Anaplasmosis does not have a rash. Those are the differences. But again, if you're not feeling well, perhaps you were out in the woods and and the fever persists and you're not feeling well, body aches and those type of things, get checked. A lot of it, we can do blood tests to see, but again, prevention is best.
Undoubtedly a growing concern, especially over the last year or so. Dr. Paul, really appreciate your time and giving us some clarity on this new system.
No problem.
All right, coming up a little bit later on, we are going to be talking about NASCAR. We have a dog party coming on. Doesn't that sound fun? All that in the next hour and a half or so. Centennial Glass Skycam showing a little bit of relief from that haze, but it's still a toasty one. We'll be right back to News Headlines.
It's Wednesday, July 15th. A hot, hazy day in the capital. A heat warning from Environment Canada remains in effect this morning.
Ottawa police are investigating 2 stabbings in the Byward Market area, both leaving victims with serious injuries.
Porro, Olmo, Pedro Porro!
And a World Cup upset, sending Spain to the World Cup final to face either England or Argentina. Your Morning Ottawa continues right now.
Good morning. Just after 7 o'clock, come on in. I'm Rosie Edda.
Happy Wednesday, everybody. I'm Will Aiello.
And I'm Melissa Lamb.
Coming up after your news headlines and your full weather forecast, which has a mix of things.
Yeah.
We'll kind of go back to what you just saw there and recap some of the FIFA World Cup action. If you missed the game, we got you covered on maybe an upset to many, potentially, and what we could look forward to in the next game ahead.
Love it.
Time now to get you up to date on today's top stories. And we begin with weather this morning as Environment Canada issues 2 yellow level warnings for the capital. A yellow level heat warning remains in effect. An air quality warning just ended moments ago. Here's a look at the sky early this morning. Smoke blanketing the city, creating an eerie orange hue. The smoke coming from forest fires in northwestern Ontario. For those looking to stay cool, the city of Ottawa has an interactive map with places to cool off, with locations such as recreation centers, libraries, and community centers. A woman was rushed to hospital in critical condition yesterday after being stabbed in the downtown core. Paramedics say this happened near Rideau and Cumberland Streets around 4:30 p.m. A woman in her 20s was found with multiple stab wounds but is now in stable condition. Her injuries are now being deemed non-life-threatening. No arrests have been made. And an update to a story we brought you yesterday. Police confirm a man is in critical condition after a stabbing in the Byward Market on Monday. This happened at the intersection of George and Dalhousie Streets around 10:40 p.m. Police say the man was stabbed during an attempted robbery. It's not clear if the victim and suspect were known to each other. Known suspects have been identified. Anyone with information is asked to contact the robbery unit. The Byward Market Square building is home to more than a dozen local shops and restaurants, but they fear a planned redevelopment of the building could force them out. The city is hoping to reimagine the space, opening it up to make way for a wider central food hall. But the business owners there say the renovations could cause severe business uncertainty and harm to the Byward Market, with current tenants facing possible renovation.
I hope they listen to us because we've been here for a long, long time. We know how the market it is. What they're doing here is the new entertainment things. It's nice. It made it different. But this don't have to be changed.
Business owners in the building suggest upgrading public washrooms and improving access to the upper floor instead of the full redevelopment plan. Work on 55 Byward Market Square isn't expected to begin for several years. Ottawa firefighters rescued an injured construction worker yesterday afternoon after he fell from a ladder into a pit. The rope rescue team responded to the incident on Hemlock Road shortly after 3 o'clock. The worker was about 18 feet down a steep embankment, unable to get out due to a femur fracture. He was safely rescued from the pit just before 4 p.m. New numbers show management at Canada Post was given more than $30 million in performance pay last year, despite the company posting staggering losses and receiving a government bailout. A Canada Post spokesperson told CTV News the money was part of an existing compensation program and comes from its own revenues, not repayable government bridge financing. Ottawa recently approved a bailout of up to $673 million for Canada Post. The Crown Corporation reported a record $1.57 billion loss last year. The death toll in Venezuela has risen again after the 2 consecutive destructive earthquakes which hit on June 24th. The powerful quakes caused widespread destruction. Officials say the death toll now sits at around 4,700. Almost 17,000 people have been hurt. Temporary camps have been set up to house survivors, but despite the assistance, close to 18,000 people remain homeless. International medical teams have set up temporary clinics to treat the injured. To World Cup action now. Spain is headed to the FIFA World Cup finals after an impressive win over France.
Mikel Oyarzabal strikes first for Spain!
Spain opened the scoring from the penalty shot after Lamine Yamal was brought down in the box. Pedro Porro then sealed the win with a stunning second goal. Spain now moves on to the World Cup final on Sunday, where it will face either England or defending champion Argentina. France will now play in Saturday's third-place match.
A rare twin lotus has been spotted at Beijing's Old Summer Palace.
It has 2 full flower buds growing from a single stem. Twin lotuses can't be artificially cultivated or replicated, and in traditional culture,
they're seen as an auspicious sign symbolizing unity, harmony, and good fortune. Maybe even double good fortune with that.
Beautiful flower as well. Look at it. Stunning.
I wonder all the knowledge that Mr. Colin from Robert Plant Greenhouses would have on that discussion.
Yes.
Probably quite a bit.
Absolutely. And we do have your weather picture of the day today, and this was sent to us from Joyce, and she says, can you believe the color of the sun yesterday morning? What a beautiful picture.
Weather picture brought to you by Box Me Up. Moving, staging, renovating, just box me up.
And of course, we love seeing your weather pictures right here on the show, so please continue to email them in to us, weathershots@ctv.ca. Again, that email address is weathershots@ctv.ca. Today, temperatures will be warm, but not nearly as humid as it has been over the last few days. A high of only 29 today, so still a little bit above average. The sun's setting now at 8:47 p.m., and it's only waking up around 5:30, so we're definitely seeing those shorter days. Heat warning still remains in effect for us here in Ottawa today. Some areas could still in the mid-40s with that humidex. Areas in Hawkesbury, Cornwall, Ottawa, down along Smiths Falls, Brockville, still under this heat warning. It has now ended for areas in the valley. Temperatures right now this hour sitting at 20 degrees here in the city. It's 23 in Montreal, 21 in Cornwall, 18 out in the valley. Feels closer to 26, so it was actually a little bit warmer about 30 minutes ago, but that's okay. Temperatures normally fluctuate early in the morning. 27 is how it feels in Cornwall, 29 in Brockville, as well as out in Kingston area. So we did see some overnight active weather, some thunderstorms in the forecast. Into our forecast today, mix of sun and cloud throughout most of the day. Could still see that active weather. This is what we normally see in summertime. Always a chance of that active weather late in the afternoon, early evening, overnight. So we could still see some more thunderstorms tonight. As we head into Saturday, it is looking a little bit wet at this point. So if you do have some weekend plans, keep in mind Saturday we are expecting a low pressure system bringing with it a little bit of rain. 29 degrees is our high this afternoon. We'll feel closer to 31 with the humidex. Same within Cornwall, Brockville, Kemptville. Out in the valley sitting at 28 today. Trenton, Kingston 30 degrees. 29 is your daytime high in Gatineau. And again, temps feeling like those low 30s throughout most of the region because of the humidity late into your afternoon. Relief on the way tonight. Temperatures only dropping to 18, so not nearly as warm as it has been over the last few nights where temps have sat in the 20s. 27 degrees for tomorrow, mix of sun and cloud. Again, chance of those spotty showers, risk of thunderstorms late in the afternoon. 14 is the overnight low, so relief on the way Thursday overnight. You can definitely open up the windows, let in some fresh air. Temperatures staying a little bit cooler as we head into Friday and Saturday. Still sunshine, but temperatures in the mid to low 20s. And then we'll stay that way in through next week. The hottest day will be Monday with a high of 27.
7-day weather forecast brought to you by Davidson Hearing Aid Centers, celebrating over 80 years in family business.
And there is a stalled vehicle southbound on Riverside at Heron Road in the right lane. It is impacted this morning, so avoid that area if you can. Slowdowns eastbound on the 417 at the 416 split in through Woodruff, as well as between Carling and Bronson this morning. Light volume right now westbound on the 174 as you approach Montreal Road.
All right, it is time now for one of your last FIFA World Cup updates, as there's only a couple of games left. And at this point, we are starting with the first semifinal match that took place yesterday, where we saw an absolutely dominating performance by the Spaniards.
Porro, Olmo, Pedro Porro!
Woo! Porro scoring the insurance marker for Spain in the 58th minute to all but confirm their 2-0 victory over France. And even though France's offense was one of the best throughout the entire tournament up to this point, Les Bleus were not able to get anything on the board, as the Spanish defense just had them from the start to the finish time of the game. Spain advances to their first World Cup final since 2010, where they won the whole thing in extra time over the Netherlands. So that was the first semifinal matchup. If you're wondering who are they going to face at this point, well, we find out today. Jude Bellingham and England are looking to return to the final for the first time since, believe this, 1966, where they also won the whole tournament on home soil. They will be taking on Lionel Messi's Argentina squad, who are the defending champions, and they have their sights on becoming the first team to win back-to-back World Cups since Brazil did it back in 1958 and 1962. Kickoff for that game is 3 p.m., and you can catch all of the action on TSN CTV as well as Crave.
And it is time now for your morning fix.
Yeah, a new crew has arrived at the International Space Station to begin an 8-month mission.
Booster ignition now at full throttle and liftoff.
The 3 astronauts launched from Kazakhstan shortly before 11 o'clock Tuesday morning. About 3 hours later, they arrived at the orbiting outpost, docking smoothly in automatic mode. Look at this. This is so amazing. I feel like each and every time that we do this, we always amazed. They are joining 7 crew members already at the station. And Melissa, obviously the space talk since Artemis 2 has continued on, but then you see stories like this, and I think that I think I can speak for both of us when I say we are fascinated.
Absolutely. I was like jaw-dropping. I just can't stop staring at it. It's so mesmerizing.
So cool.
Absolutely incredible. And Blue Jays pitcher Dylan Cease got the start on the mound for the American League at the All-Star game in Philadelphia last night.
Good start, Dylan.
And Cease had 3 strikeouts in his first and only inning of the work while giving up 1 walk. Jays closer Louis Varland pitched a scoreless inning in the 8th as the AL All-Stars went on to a shutout 4-0 win. Ernie Clement also in the lineup and had a great game at second base, but was unable to get on the board in 2 at-bats. The AL team was led by Blue Jays manager John Schneider. Toronto returns to regular season action on Friday as they will host the Chicago White Sox. Saw some good moments from last night, some great highlights.
And I feel like, too, for Jays fans, right? Like anytime you can get on a little bit of a roll and start to see some star power commence, everyone's very happy.
Absolutely.
All right, let's bring it back to FIFA, shall we? It has announced the lineup for the closing ceremonies ahead of the final match, which takes place on Sunday. FIFA calling it a star-studded show featuring performances from Robbie Williams, Nicole Scherzinger, and IShowSpeed, Speed, as well as special appearance from Mr. Tom Cruise. Award-winning singer Jennifer Hudson will deliver a special rendition of the Star-Spangled Banner in front of the crowd at New York, New Jersey Stadium. The show starts at 1:30 Eastern, 10:30 Pacific, about 90 minutes before kickoff.
I feel like it's going to be a big event on Sunday, right? Like all eyes are going to be watching. There's just so much happening. It's crazy.
And then you think, all right, so Tom Cruise is getting involved at this point too. Is he bringing out some like Mission Impossible stuff? Is he going to be about his new movie? You just never know. Maybe a couch jump on. You just never know.
You never know what's going to happen. But I will be watching because it looks good. And now we're going to find out today who the final will be against. So some exciting times, and it's wild that it's come to this because I feel like it was just yesterday, it was all starting, and now we're coming to a close.
Yeah, the list of 6 or 7 games, and you had nothing but FIFA World Cup to watch, and now
it's just
2 games left.
Yeah, it's wild.
All right, well, Ottawa will be welcoming the world's best wheelchair basketball athletes in September as it hosts the Ottawa 2026 IWBF Wheelchair Basketball World Championships. We tell you why it is a must-see event. Our guests are nice and cozy in the Your Morning Ottawa Lazy Boy Lounge. Can't wait for that conversation coming up shortly.
And here's a live look for Centennial Glass Skycam this morning. A little bit of a cloudy start to your day. Temperatures right now sitting at 20 degrees. Good morning, Ottawa. It is 7:50.
It's 7:18. Here are the big stories happening today on Your Morning Ottawa. A yellow level heat warning remains in effect, expected to continue into tomorrow. A woman is in critical condition after being stabbed in the downtown core. And business owners are calling on the city to repeal redevelopment plans for 55 Byward Market Square. Ottawa is still under a heat warning today. Why don't we check in on the forecast?
It will be another hot day and a high of 29 into your afternoon. Mix of sun and cloud throughout most of the day today. Risk of those thunderstorms late this afternoon and through your early evening. We could even see a little bit of active weather into the overnight today. Not nearly as humid. We'll feel closer to 31. On your roads this morning, still dealing with heavier volume if you're heading eastbound the 417. Of course, it's a little bit slow at the 416 split as you make your way into downtown. Kind of stop and go, but traffic is overall moving fairly decent this hour. Well, Ottawa is preparing to welcome the world's best wheelchair basketball athletes this September as it hosts the Ottawa 2026 IWBF Wheelchair Basketball World Championships. Joining us today are Wendy Gittins, CEO of Wheelchair Basketball Canada, and Cindy Burwell, Executive Director of Ottawa 2026. And they're here to talk more about this wonderful event. This is very exciting. Tell us more about Ottawa Wheelchair Basketball coming to Ottawa for this championship in September.
Well, we're absolutely thrilled to be hosting here in Ottawa. We've been chasing this event for a few years, so that when we received the bid and the acceptance by the International Federation, we were absolutely over the moon. We've been working really, really hard to make sure that we're ready to receive all of the athletes. It's 28 teams, men and women's, and we're just hoping that the community shows up and supports us.
And why should community come to the games? Tell us why it's an exciting sport to watch.
It's really fast-paced. I mean, Wendy's been involved in the sport for a long time, and I'm fairly new to the sport. But the first time I saw it a few years ago, we went to the Paralympics, and I was blown away. It's fast. It's the speed, the skill, the agility. There's lots of, people fall and they push back up, and the athleticism's amazing. So I find most people who watch it for the first time are completely blown away by the sport. They have a new understanding of it. As I said, it's just it's a super athletic and very fast sport.
I'm in awe just watching some of the video. I can imagine what it's actually like to see it in person. Tell us what this is going to do for the community as a whole in Ottawa to have this World Championship right here in our city.
Well, we don't get to host a lot of parasport events in this country, so it's kind of a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for the community to see parasports played. This is the largest team parasport in the world with the 28 teams, as I mentioned. You'll see best on best. These are professional athletes that play high-performance sport. So I think the community will see something that they've never seen before when it comes to sport. And we believe that, the power of sport will unite and strengthen our communities. And so we're really looking forward to the Ottawa community coming out.
And tell us about some of the teams that people can expect to see right here in Ottawa.
Well, Canada, men's and women's Canada teams will be here. There's teams from South America, Brazil, Colombia. We have teams as far as Japan, China, a lot of European teams, of course. They're very strong. The reigning champions are the U.S. For the men's side and the Netherlands for the women's side. They'll be looking, of course, to repeat those performances, and there's a lot of depth on both sides, so it'll be a very exciting, tight competition.
And where can people follow along for more information and to, of course, get those tickets and watch these games?
So tickets have been on sale now for almost a month. So everything is on our website, ottawa2026.ca. So Definitely go buy your tickets. It's a great deal. We really wanted families to be able to come out, so everything's priced really well for families to support this event. The events are at TD Place Arena and at Carleton University, and there's opportunities every day to come and watch and support all the teams.
Incredible. Well, thank you both so much for joining us today. We truly appreciate it, and it's something to look forward to as we head into the fall months. And again, if you want more information, it is happening from September 9th to the 19th of this year. You can head to ottawa2026.ca for more information. And of course, start grabbing those tickets, because I'm sure tickets will start to go fast as we approach the tournament coming up kind of towards the middle of September. Now let's check out your TSN must-see moment.
Hi everyone, Mark Rowe inside the Sports Center newsroom with your must-see moment from Tuesday in Fort. We head to the MLB All-Star Game. Andy Pages with the grounder up the middle. Ernie Clement with the backhand leaping throw to get him at first. A great play from the American League's leading vote getter for your must-see moment. Today on TSN, we have the second semifinal from the FIFA World Cup with England taking on Argentina. Coverage begins at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific. That's all from the Sports Center newsroom. Have a great day.
The National Capital Region is jam-packed with incredible experiences you don't want to miss. Hey, it's Tanea Taylor, your iHeartRadio Weekender, powered by Barhaven Ford. Get the inside scoop on all the biggest and best events every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday on CTV, Move 100, Pure Country 94, TSN 1200, and News Talk 580 CFRA. iHeartRadio Weekenders is powered by Barhaven Ford. Find your adventure. We stock it. The Bronco family.
Ottawa is always on the move.
We're a big city
With a laid-back vibe.
where foodies love their sweets
And markets bursting with flavor.
wrapped up in waterways.
And hot summer days.
This is a city where culture is on display.
And the future.
Meets the past.
Where people come together.
Always proud.
Often loud. Whee!
And positively the best place to live.
We move with you, Ottawa!
The National Capital Region is jam-packed with incredible experiences you don't want to miss. Hey, it's Tanea Taylor, your iHeartRadio Weekender, powered by Barhaven Ford. Get the inside scoop on all the biggest and best events every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday on CTV, Move 100, Pure Country 94, TSN 1200, and News Talk 580 CFRA. iHeartRadio Weekenders is powered by Barhaven Ford. Take your weekend pass. We've got the Bronco Sport for it.
Ottawa is always on the move.
We're a big city
With a laid-back vibe.
where foodies love their sweets
And markets bursting with flavor.
wrapped up in waterways.
And hot summer days.
This is a city where culture is on display.
And the future.
Meets the past.
Where people come together.
Always proud.
Often loud. Whee!
And positively the best place to live.
We move with you, Ottawa!
Good morning. Coming up on 7:30. Hope your morning is going well. I'm Rosie Edda.
I'm Will Yellow.
And I'm Melissa Lamb.
Our outdoor workout week continues, and coming in about 50 minutes or so, Rosie's going to be having a conversation about mommy and me classes.
I love it.
How you can stay active, but also little ones maybe can join you too.
And you know what? Lifting those things like the car seat and the stroller, they are heavy. That is a workout in itself. I remember trying to lift it into the trunk. I'm like, oh my goodness, this is hard work.
It's so funny. I'm sure like people at home and I've seen those videos online. It's like what are you training for? And it's like the mom like doing these things, and it's like lifting the kid up out of the pool and like pulling the kid over. They're so good.
Lifting up those
That
car
is coming
seats.
up with Strength Collective. Looking forward to doing that and getting, I don't know, just a little bit of workout in.
I love it.
Right now, we're going to get you updated on today's top stories, and we begin with the weather this morning as Environment Canada issued 2 yellow level warnings for the capital. A yellow level heat warning remains in effect. An air quality warning just ended this morning. Here's a look at the sky early this morning. Smoke blanketing the city, creating an eerie orange hue. The smoke coming from forest fires in northern Ontario. For those looking to stay cool, the city of Ottawa has has an interactive map with places to cool off, with locations such as recreation centers, libraries, and community centers. A woman was rushed to hospital in critical condition yesterday after being stabbed in the downtown core. Paramedics say this happened near Rideau and Cumberland Streets around 4:30 p.m. A woman in her 20s was found with multiple stab wounds but is now in stable condition. Her injuries are now being deemed non-life-threatening. No arrests have been made. And an update to a story we brought you yesterday. Police confirm a man is in critical condition after a stabbing in the Byward Market on Monday. This happened at the intersection of George and Dalhousie Streets around 10:40 p.m. Police say the man was stabbed during an attempted robbery. It's not clear if the victim and suspect knew each other. No suspects have been identified. Anyone with information is asked to contact the robbery unit. The Byward Market Square building is home to more than a dozen local shops and restaurants, but they fear a planned redevelopment of the building could force them out. The city is hoping to reimagine the space, opening it up to make way for a wider central food hall. But the business owners say the renovations could cause severe business uncertainty and harm to the Byward Market, with current tenants facing possible renovation.
I hope they listen to us because we've been here for a long, long time. We know how the market it is. You know, what they're doing here is the new entertainment things. It's nice. It made it different. But this don't have to be changed.
Business owners in the building suggest upgrading public washrooms and improving access to the upper floor instead of the full redevelopment plan. Work on 55 Byward Market Square isn't expected to begin for several years. Ottawa firefighters rescued an injured construction worker yesterday afternoon after he fell from a ladder into a pit. The rope rescue team responded to the incident on Hemlock Road shortly after 3 o'clock. The worker was about 18 feet down a steep embankment, unable to get out due to a femur fracture. He was safely rescued from the pit just before 4 p.m. People forced out by wildfires in northwestern Ontario faced a dangerous journey to safety. This video shows a train being surrounded by fire near the community of Collins. People on board managed to get out to safety, but they had to leave the train behind. We're also seeing satellite photos showing smoke from the fire drifting across the region. Ontario forest fire officials say they are dealing with 160 active fires in the province. The death toll in Venezuela has risen again after the 2 consecutive destructive earthquakes which hit on June 24th. The powerful quakes caused widespread destruction. Officials say the death toll now sits at around 4,700. Almost 17,000 people have been hurt. Temporary camps have been set up to house survivors, but despite the assistance, close to 18,000 people remain homeless. International medical teams have set up temporary clinics to treat the injured. New numbers show management at Canada Post was given more than $30 million in performance pay last year, despite the company posting staggering losses and receiving a government bailout. A Canada Post spokesperson told CTV News the money was part of an existing compensation program and comes from its own revenues, not repayable government bridge financing. Ottawa recently approved a bailout of up to $673 million for Canada Post. The Crown Corporation reported a record $1.57 billion loss last year. To World Cup action now. Spain is headed to the FIFA World Cup finals after an impressive win over France.
Mikel Oyarzabal strikes first for Spain.
Look at that. Spain opened the scoring from the penalty shot after Lamine Yamal was brought down in the box. Pedro Porro then sealed the win with a stunning second goal. Spain now moves on to the World Cup final on Sunday, where it will face either England or defending champion Argentina. France will now play in Saturday's third-place match.
Wales is one of Oslo's former industrial districts and has become giant canvases for street artists.
Colorful murals are taking over in the Norwegian capital. This is for the Meeting of Styles event, where every year street artists take part in showing off their wide range of styles and backgrounds.
40 artists from 21 countries are participating, and fittingly, one mural pays tribute to the Norwegian inventor of the spray can.
Oh, super
So
cool. We have the Beavers here in Toronto, dressed up with the FIFA World Cup colors, and then we have culture being celebrated over there as well. Really cool idea.
Absolutely beautiful. Our forecast today, not going to be as humid as it was the last few days. Of course, we've been feeling like in the 40s. It won't be that hot today, but still a nice day ahead. We're dealing with cloudy conditions still this morning. We will see sunshine this afternoon. Risk of those thunderstorms still continuing late this afternoon into your early evening and this week. Still looking pretty hot and sunny. We will see a bit cooler temperatures, though, as we head towards the end of the work week and in through the weekend. We are still sitting at 20 here in Ottawa. You can see it quite cloudy out there right now. 23 in Montreal, 21 for Cornwall, Brockville. There is some humidity outside. It does feel closer to 22 this hour in the valley. Feels like 26 for us here in the city, as well as in Cornwall, 29 for Brockville, Kingston area. So temperatures feeling like those high 20s because of the humidity, but it won't be as hot and humid late this afternoon as it has been throughout the beginning of the work week. Still a little bit cloudy for us here in Ottawa. It's sunnier along Brockville, Cornwall area. For us in our skies today, we could see some active weather late this afternoon and through your overnight, so we could see some thunderstorms later on today as well. The similar day tomorrow will start off nice and sunny, but then late in the afternoon we could see some thunderstorms. As we head into Saturday, we're expecting some rain. Late in the morning, we're expecting some scattered showers. So at this point, Saturday is looking more like a wet day in the forecast for us. 29 degrees is the high this afternoon. We'll feel closer to 31 with that humidity. Same within Cornwall, Brockville, Kemptville, 28 out in the valley for today in both Pembroke, Petawawa, 29 in Gatineau. So here's a look at the heat warning that is still in place for us here in the city today. It does extend through Smiths Falls, Ottawa, Hawkesbury, Cornwall, Brockville, and down along the 401, but it is now no longer in place for areas in the valley. Temperatures in some areas could still feel like the mid-40s into the afternoon, so just keep that in mind. We still have a heat warning in effect for us today. 18 is the overnight low for tonight, 27 for tomorrow, and again, similar days, sunshine in the morning, could see that active weather late in the day, and then a little bit cooler Friday and through the weekend forecast. 25 degrees for Friday as we head into Saturday, a high of only 21.
All right, so we're finally starting to see the heat give us a little bit of relief, especially overnight. I know it's been a little bit toasty trying to stay cool with our overnight hours. All right, it is 7:38 now on your Wednesday morning. Let's get you updated on all of your roads. We currently have a stalled vehicle southbound on Riverside at Heron. That right lane is being impacted due to the stalled vehicle. Slowdowns eastbound on the 417 between Carling and Brodson. All other areas moving well this morning, but keep those ACs pumping or the windows down as temperatures still feeling a little bit toasty.
Traffic brought to you by Presler Injury Lawyers. 1-800-JUSTICE.
Humanist Canada is a national organization promoting a fair and equitable society guided by critical thinking and compassion. Jenna Lee Morris is the Executive Director of Humanist Canada and joins us this morning ahead of the 2026 World Humanist Congress in Ottawa. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Melissa. And Good morning, wonderful humans.
Oh, thank you so much for that. Tell us a little bit more about what humanism is.
Sure. Humanism is a secular philosophy of life where it's been around for thousands of years, and we really value kindness, compassion, and reason in the way that we live our lives. We feel that we don't think that there's a supernatural being who's going to save us, and so we really do feel the responsibility is with humans helping humans.
And why do you think humanism is on the rise here in Canada?
We have an increased secularism, trend to secularism in Canada. Over 40% of Canadians are now secular or folks who don't really attend a religious organization. I think people are looking for meaning in their lives outside of religious organizations that are not really meeting their needs anymore.
And tell us more about Ottawa hosting the World Humanist Congress.
So the World Humanist Congress is something that we're hosting in partnership with Humanist International. Was originally supposed to be held in Washington, and because of the current political climate, the Humanist International organization felt that it would be better to move it, and so we are so pleased to be able to be hosting it in Ottawa from August 7th to 9th. It's just a really exciting opportunity. We have over 500 delegates coming from over 40 countries around the world to meet and talk about humanism. And Canada is a really good place to have a conversation around humanism. We're known as a leader in considering human rights, and it's really a great honor to have this hosted here in Canada.
And can you tell us more about how Humanist Canada is supporting Canadians?
Humanist Canada has several programs that help to build community and to serve the needs of secular folks in Canada. So, for example, we have an officiant training program. And that program trains humanist celebrants who can conduct weddings, celebrations of life, funeral, baby naming ceremonies, all the kinds of rituals that humans have been doing since the beginning of time, that secular folks really do also want to have those kinds of rituals. So we have a celebrant training program. We also have a humanist chaplain program. So we train people to be able to walk with people on their journey and have someone as a sounding board to help them make meaning out of life's twists and turns. In times of need, for example, in hospital situations, in correction centers, and even in the Canadian military, we have some humanist chaplains now.
And why do these conversations matter, now more than ever?
As a society, I think, as people have moved away from organized religion, I think we've lost a space to consider what our values are. So we have core values. People want to do the right thing, but we don't have a space where we can sit and reflect on what those values are and how we can put those values into action in our decisions in our everyday lives. And so I think humanism fills that void in giving us a space to really name what our values are, and then to consider how we're going to put those into action in the real world.
Thank you so much for joining us here today. Pardon me.
Thank you for having me, Melissa.
And coming up, we are going to tell you how you can stay active with your little ones. And a guest are standing by, warming up this morning with Rosie. I can't wait to get all the details on Mommy and Me fitness classes. Here's a live look for Centennial Glass Sky Cam this morning, seeing some cloud coverage out there this hour. Temperatures right now feeling closer to 22. Good morning, Ottawa. It is 7:42.
As part of our outdoor workout series, we've got Strength Collective with us, Richard and Lindsay. We're talking about Mommy and Me classes and training, but it's not just mommy, it's caregivers with little ones staying active, even with the little ones by their side. Good morning to you. Good morning. Good morning. So, Lizzie, I understand that you conduct the Strength Collective class, the Mommy and Me class, and it's not just mommies, but there's people with little babies. Absolutely. And they want to stay moving, they want to stay active. Talk about the ins and outs of that class.
So basically we have 4 classes running. So we run Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We have 2 classes on each. So on Mondays and Wednesdays are more of our hybrid days. So we have like strength and conditioning.
Oh, I like that.
So I would say that it's a little bit more on the conditioning side.
Yeah,
so it's like,
okay.
But still everything's at your own pace. Everyone gets to pick their own weights. Everyone gets to do like, if anything doesn't work for them, they can always change up on the spots, that kind of thing. Just make sure everyone stays like included all the time and they always feel like they're in a safe space.
Okay.
Kind of thing.
We're going to be doing some exercises in just a minute here.
Absolutely.
Richard, quickly here, who can come into Strength Collective? Do you have to be super duper fit like you, or are we talking about people of all levels who can come in and join?
No, this is the gym for all levels. Our coaches and the way that we set things up essentially is we allow anyone different kinds of like walks in their life to come in, and then we can modify progress or regress movements, push or take back if we need to, based off of what their comfort zones are. Because for us, like our big thing is making sure that everyone walks in comfortably, right? But most importantly, we crank it up just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Yeah. You're going to give us a sample of how you do that. You crank it up, and then if you're having a little bit of trouble, you can dial it back, right?
Yep,
okay.
Exactly.
So we are focusing here on if you've got a little one with you, you come into the class, you want to get moving, and it's about that social aspect as well as physical. So show me what you got here today. What kind of moves you want to incorporate today? I know you got some equipment behind you there.
Yes,
Yeah.
so we do have a bunch of equipment. So usually what we like to always strive ourselves towards is always making sure everything stays the basics.
Okay.
So a lot of times people like to overcomplicate things. So as basic as it is, I always start with a squat with everyone.
Okay.
Whether it be like PT or just a regular class.
Okay.
So there's different ways we can do this.
Okay.
So first one, we can use dumbbells.
Sure.
But let's say someone's starting brand new, we can just do like a regular squat.
So in your Mommy and Me class, there's a baby there, you're doing the squat? Like that's what's happening?
Like the baby can like step
Just be there?
aside.
Okay,
Sometimes they
no problem.
usually like hold the babies
Oh,
too.
yeah, you can hold
so
the
you
baby.
can use them for extra
Okay.
weight as well.
Okay.
But when you set up, so you're gonna set your squat stance, keep the core nice and braced, and then from there, you're just gonna push the butt back, get a nice deep squat as low as you feel comfortable.
Yes.
And then big drive up from there.
Okay.
So that's kind of like your basic from there, and then
Should we try that?
I think we should, yeah.
And then from here,
Yeah.
so from there, we can also do, let's say,
A little
use
bit.
some dumbbells. We can add
Okay.
some weight to this as well.
So that's how
holding
you
it.
progress, make it a little bit
make
more
it a little
difficult.
bit harder.
Okay.
And then same thing, just
Butt
gonna
goes
push the butt
back.
back, keep the core tight, nice and down.
Oh yeah.
And then
that's
come up
good.
from there.
Okay.
Always nice and slow and controlled. So the faster you go, the more your form can kind of break down. So always making sure that it stays nice and controlled, that you know exactly what your body is doing the entire time, and to be able to brace the core after,
Keeping that
especially
nice
after
and tight.
That's it.
postpartum.
That's a key right
Yes.
there. Exactly. That's how you do it. The basics first.
Yes.
And then you progressively get a little bit more complicated, a little bit more
Exactly.
challenging, I
Yes,
should say.
exactly.
Let's call it challenging.
Yes.
What else do
And
you
always
got?
just like making sure you're taking your time with it as
Okay.
well. So something else that we can do as well.
So while you're going to show me that, do you mind when the babies
Absolutely.
are crawling around? Do they start crying? Does that bother you? Are you okay to focus?
So actually, it doesn't bother me at all. 'Cause
Good.
that gives me the opportunity where I'm like, oh, I can pick up a baby and I can walk around and like still
see?
coach while I'm
Okay.
holding their babies.
Yes.
And it also helps them too that like
Sure.
if they really want to push and they really want to get their
do it.
workout in, then I can take their baby and just kind of walk around and
love
keep
this.
them occupied,
What a
which is
welcoming
nice.
space. That's really good
so
that you have that
it's very
program.
trusting, which is
Okay.
very nice.
All right.
So something else we can do, especially for like the outdoor workouts segment and at
Yeah.
home. So
Mhm.
if you have any sort of band, you can use ones like this. You can have ones that don't have handles even.
I'll get them.
So we'll grab
Got
Richard.
that?
Yeah.
Okay.
So something you could do is you can step on the band, and then depending on the difficulty, we can bend over, and then from there, you can get a big row up, keeping the elbows tucked, and then back down nice and slow. That was
Can
a
I
little
try
bit.
that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Okay. So like this, just shoulder width apart.
Yep, exactly.
Bend over.
And yep, keep the core nice and
Okay.
braced. Arms nice and long, and then from there, big jab up,
Squeeze,
keep the
yeah,
elbows
there we
together,
go.
squeeze the back.
And then keep them. Yeah, I tend to go out like that.
Yes,
You want to keep them
exactly.
together. Okay.
Yep.
If you keep them together, then you're what are you doing here? Instead of like this, together
Yes.
it means like you're
Together,
challenging
we're really
the muscles
focusing on
more.
squeezing
Feel
into
it.
between the shoulder blades,
wanna work
which
those
again is really
shoulders.
important for postpartum moms in order to get upper back strength.
Oh my gosh.
Especially because they're holding their babies
Holding
all
the
the
babies
time.
all the time.
Yes.
In the car,
Yeah.
you know, in
Exactly.
that carrier,
Yep.
pushing the stroller. Baby wants lift up all the time. It's like,
Yes.
Mom, Dad. And then you have to lift them up a lot. It
Yes.
really is.
And
Yeah.
being in a
Okay.
hinge position too, learning how to brace your core, especially getting like baby from the ground, knowing
Okay.
how to brace your core in
Okay.
order to get up as well is very
What
important.
about moms? Okay, we're going to focus on moms for a second
Yeah,
here who
yeah.
come in, new baby, they had a C-section, so you know their
Yep.
core, like it takes a little bit more time
Yeah.
to heal. They come in, they can do this again slowly, right?
Yes.
Progressively get even more
Yes.
challenging.
Yeah.
And I always like suggest like trying it first, and
Okay.
then if it doesn't work, then we can always change up.
I think that
And
that's
then-
really great.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just to let them know that they can try it,
Okay.
see how it feels, and if it doesn't work for them, then we can always change. Or if it works for them, then they're like, oh my gosh, yeah, I can do it.
Let's do that. Okay,
Yes.
where are you located, the Strength Collective?
So we're located at Stittsville, 1615 Stittsville, Maine.
Okay.
So just about 25 minutes from here, but
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
it's not too far of a drive.
Not too far at all.
Yeah, not too far at all. Yeah.
Okay, and then you got the great classes with Mommy and Me, but hey, if you're a daddy or if you're somebody who's taking care of a baby and you want to bring them in,
Yeah,
you
absolutely.
can take part in that class,
100%.
right? I think that that's great. Okay, we're going to throw it to Melissa, but before we do that, can we do one more exercise together?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
maybe the squats again? Which is
Absolutely.
like the basics, right? And you
Yes,
got to
the
do it properly,
basics.
so tell me again.
Yes. Okay.
Get your core engaged.
Say for example, I'm going to give you
Okay,
this.
give me that.
So this is going to be a goblet squat.
Okay, goblet
so hold it in
squat.
the middle,
Core.
feet about hip
Yep.
width apart, toes pointed
And-
out, and then push the butt back, keep the core tight, Nice and slow
There
on the way
we
down,
go.
as deep as possible,
Deep.
and then nice and slow on the way up as well.
Strength Collective.
Yes.
We got Lindsay and Richard. Thank you both so much for coming by here.
Thank you so
talking
much
about those Mommy and Me classes. Melissa, over to you.
How many more you got, Rosie?
Well, got a few more. Got a few more.
All right.
Here we go.
A little bit more.
A little deeper.
I know my legs are burning. I'm not gonna lie.
Love it.
And coming up here on Your Morning Ottawa, NASCAR comes to Calabogie for the annual NASCAR Canada race weekend. We are going to get a preview coming up next. To celebrate today, but we want to remind you we love celebrating them with us. So please send your birthday announcements for kids turning 13 years old or younger, those turning 100 years or more as well. Wedding anniversaries for those celebrating 50 years or more. Please send us an email, ottawa.milestones@ctv.ca, and we'll be sure to get your announcement on the air.
It's Wednesday, July 15th. A hot, hazy day in the capital. A heat warning from Environment Canada remains in effect this morning.
Ottawa police are investigating 2 stabbings in the Byward Market area, both leaving victims with serious injuries.
Porro, Olmo, Pedro Porro!
And a World Cup upset sending Spain to the World Cup final to face either England or Argentina. Your Morning Ottawa continues right now.
Good morning to you. Come on in. I'm Rosie Edda.
Happy Wednesday, everyone. I'm Willow Yellow.
And I'm Melissa Lamb.
Across from us, where all 3 of us can see, but you can't see quite yet, there is a dog potty getting set up across the ways. And we're not just talking about the dogs, but we actually have some in studio too.
We do. We're going to show you some tricks that they have up their sleeves coming up in a few minutes. And right now they're being very nice and behaved. You could barely hear them, but they were barking a little bit earlier. So we're going to have some fun coming up in a few minutes and tell you about how you could take part in the dog potty this weekend.
I named one of them Melvin, but the dog's name is not Melvin, just to be clear here.
That's
but
a cute dog.
You might hear Melvin, but it's just not right.
And I'm not sure people are hearing you. It's dog Pawty. Get it? Potty.
Like their paws. Potty.
We're going to check in right now with today's top headlines. And we begin with the weather this morning as Environment Canada issues 2 yellow level warnings for the capital. A yellow level heat warning remains in effect. An air quality warning just ended this morning. Here's a look at the sky early this morning. Smoke blanketing the city, creating an eerie orange hue. The smoke coming from forest fires in northwestern Ontario. For those looking to stay cool, the City of Ottawa has an interactive map which places to cool off with locations such as recreation centers, libraries, and community centers. A woman was rushed to hospital in critical condition yesterday after being stabbed in the downtown core. Paramedics say this happened near Rideau and Cumberland Streets around 4:30 p.m. A woman in her 20s was found with multiple stab wounds but is now in stable condition. Her injuries are now being deemed non-life-threatening. No arrests have been made. And an update to a story we brought you yesterday. Police confirm a man is in critical condition after a stabbing in the Byward Market on Monday. This happened at the intersection of George and Dalhousie Streets around 10:40 p.m. Police say the man was stabbed during an attempted robbery. It's not clear if the victim and suspect were known to each other. No suspects have been identified. Anyone with information is asked to contact the robbery unit. The Byward Market Square building is home to more than a dozen local shops and restaurants, but they fear a planned redevelopment of the building could force them out. The city is hoping to reimagine the space, opening it up to make way for a wider central food hall. But the business owners there say the renovations could cause severe business uncertainty and harm to the Byward Market, with current tenants facing possible renovation.
I hope they listen to us because we've been here for a long, long time. We know how the market it is. You know, what they're doing here is the new entertainment things. It's nice. It made a difference. But this don't have to be changed.
Business owners in the building suggest upgrading public washrooms and improving access to the upper floor instead of the full redevelopment plan. Work on 55 Byward Market Square is not expected to begin for several years. Ottawa firefighters rescued an injured construction worker yesterday afternoon after he fell from a ladder into a pit. The rope rescue team responded to the incident on Hemlock Road shortly after 3 o'clock. The worker was about 18 feet down a steep embankment, unable to get out due to a femur fracture. He was safely rescued from the pit just before 4 p.m. New numbers show management at Canada Post was given more than $30 million in performance pay last year, despite the company posting staggering losses and receiving a government bailout. A Canada Post spokesperson told CTV News the money was part of an existing compensation program and comes from its own revenues, not repayable government bridge financing. Ottawa recently approved a bailout of up to $673 million for Canada Post. The Crown Corporation reported a record $1.57 billion loss last year. The death toll in Venezuela has risen again after the 2 consecutive destructive earthquakes which hit on June 24th. The powerful quakes caused widespread destruction. Officials say the death toll now sits at around 4,700. Almost 17,000 people have been hurt. Temporary camps have been set up to house survivors, but despite the assistance, close to 18,000 people remain homeless. International medical teams have set up temporary clinics to treat the injured. To World Cup action now. Spain is headed to the FIFA World Cup finals after an impressive win over France.
Mikel Oyarzabal strikes first for Spain.
Spain opened the scoring from the penalty spot after Lamine Yamal was brought down in the box. Pedro Porro then sealed the win with a stunning second goal. Spain now moves on to the World Cup final on Sunday, where it will face either England or defending champion Argentina. France will now play in Saturday's third-place match. Jays players were front and center at last night's MLB All-Star Game.
There you go. Finished him off. Back-to-back sliders to get Schwarber right there.
Dylan Cease got the start for the American League, and he got the ball rolling by striking out 3 batters in the first.
Ernie Clement started at second base, and he made a nice play in the 5th. The Dodgers' Andy Pages. That was a bit of a payback for the catch that Pages made on Clement that helped L.A. clinch the World Series. Louis Varland pitched a clean 8th, and the American League won 4-0. The Jays start the second half of their season Friday against the White Sox.
Hoping for a big second half of the season, too. So hopefully a little boost from the All-Star game, and they can go back to their winning ways.
Yeah, I feel like, especially given last year's performance, everyone's kind of itching for them to get back to at least a similar position.
Right, yeah.
Summer is in full swing, guys,
Absolutely.
right? You know, the All-Star game is done, and so does that mean we're racing toward fall?
We're halfway through July.
How dare you?
Right? I know.
I really noticed it in the mornings because usually it starts to, the sun starts to come up early, and then I find lately it's been really dark again when we get up in the morning. So I'm like, oh, I don't like this.
Nope, I'm just going to refuse to acknowledge anything that you're saying.
Let's just enjoy.
Going into La La Land.
Yes. Let's enjoy summer. There's still lots of summer to be enjoyed, especially as we see the beautiful weather that we've been having. It will be nice today. 29 is the high this afternoon, not nearly as humid. But yes, the sun now is waking up around 5:29, and it is setting a little bit earlier at 8:47 p.m. So I think a couple weeks ago was setting at 8:55. So now it's just a few minutes earlier. Still a heat warning in effect for us here in Ottawa today. This has been in place for the last few days. It extends Hawkesbury, Cornwall, Smiths Falls, Brockville. It has ended for the Valley, but is still in place for us here in Ottawa. Temperatures right now sitting at 21 degrees. We have warmed up a little bit temperature-wise. 23 in Montreal, 22 in Cornwall, 19 out in the Valley to start things off. It does feel closer to 27 this morning. Feels like 23 in the Valley, 28 in Kingston, and 29 over in Brockville. So inner skies, we saw some active weather last night. Similar day today where we will see mainly sunny skies. Mix of sun and cloud today, but then late this afternoon into your overnight, we could see some thunderstorms in the forecast for us. That will continue tomorrow, similar day. But then as we head into the weekend, it looks like we will see some rain as we head into Saturday. We have a low pressure system moving moving through, bringing a bit of rain for the weekend forecast. 29 degrees is your high this afternoon. We'll feel closer to 31 today. Same within Cornwall, Brockville, Kemptville. Out in the valley, 28 is the daytime high today, 29 in Gatineau, 28 as well over in Montreal. So here's a look at the next week. And yes, temperatures really all over the map, not nearly as hot towards the end of the week as it has been at the beginning of the week. 18 is the low for tonight. 27 is the high for tomorrow. Then cooling off Friday and through Saturday, 25 and 21 are the daytime highs. So much cooler day on Saturday for us. As we head into next week, again, temperatures kind of all over the place, but in the 20s throughout most of the work week. We do have a stalled vehicle southbound on the 416 at the 417 westbound on-ramp. On your highways as well, seeing slowdowns eastbound on the 417 between the 416 Split and Bronson. The Kitchie-ZB Meakin Parkway, we're seeing slowdowns approaching Booth Street. Lane reductions in effect as well. Westbound on the Queensway, volume starting at the 174 split in through Nicholas, build up westbound on the 174 approaching Montreal Road. Champlain bridges, we're also seeing delays as well this morning, but all your other bridges are moving well this morning. Here's a live look for Centennial Glass Sky Cam for you on this Wednesday. We will see sunshine today, a high of 29, feeling closer to 31 this afternoon. Good morning, Ottawa. It is 8:11. Wagging its way into downtown Almonte, the Almonte Dog Potty is taking over this weekend, inviting all dog lovers. And joining us this morning, we have 3 vendors. And we're going to start off with Carolyn, who is the owner of the Wolf Gallery. Good morning to you.
Good morning. Good morning.
Okay, I love it. Tell us a little bit more about the Wolf Gallery.
Okay, so I love dogs.
Yeah.
I paint dogs. I draw dogs. I kind of stalk dogs.
I love that.
So basically, yeah, I'll be at the dog potty.
Okay.
And I'll be painting quick sketches.
Amazing.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
tell us about some of the work you have here.
Okay.
Everything from cards to little stickers.
So yeah, so I sell cards, and I have all sorts of stickers. I do a coloring book. I'll have a coloring book as well for the dog
that's so
potty.
Cute.
Yeah.
So you do all the sketches inside.
I do the sketches, yeah. And then, of course, every
Beautiful.
dog owner wrote a little blurb about their dog, and all of these dogs are from Almonte.
Oh, they're all Almonte dogs, the dogs of
Yeah.
Almonte. That is so precious. And then you make these little ones that you could stick on your fridge or in your house as well.
That's correct, yeah. And these dogs here are from Almonte as well. And they're in the coloring book.
Oh my goodness, I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, tell us about some of your beautiful artwork that we're seeing here as well, your paintings.
Thank you. So this is an oil painting that I've done.
Wow.
It's a work in progress still. Mm-hmm. It's actually a dog I met in Carlton Place.
So that's not even finished?
It's not even finished.
Oh my goodness, so beautiful. And what sorts of mediums do you work with for your paintings? All oil?
I work with oil, and I also use acrylic. And
Okay.
every so often I will dab into watercolor.
Oh my goodness, beautiful. Okay, let's take a look at this one here as well. Who is this little friendly face?
So this is another Carlton Place dog.
Okay.
I live in Carlton Place. The Wolf Gallery is in Carlton Place. And this one here is Heidi.
Heidi. And so if someone wants to get their dog sketched or painted, they can contact you.
Yes, absolutely. I will be actually painting, as I mentioned, at the dog potty. And I do quick sketches. So it takes me about anywhere from a half an hour to 40 minutes.
Perfect.
And I do them on little tiny boards, so mat boards. And I actually brought an example here today.
Okay, we'll get to the example in just a few minutes, but first we're going to go over to Andrea from Simply for Paws. Good morning to you.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
We're so excited to have you. Yours is a little different. We have some dog treats here today.
Yes, this is from the Perth Barkery. She sources all of her ingredients, or 90% of her ingredients, from Perth.
Is this a little dog waffle?
Yes, the waffles.
I cannot. Waffles. Oh my goodness, that is so adorable. That is so cute. So these are little dog treats, and she has some custom
So she's doing
ones?
Christmas in July.
Okay.
So these are going to be a part of like the Christmas things.
Okay.
So, and then these are the dog donuts.
Amazing. And these are some of the items that you have in your pet store?
Yes, exactly.
Can you tell us what else you carry?
So we're going to have Carolyn. She does these custom raised feeders.
Cute.
And she puts resin in here, so she cuts them out and does resin. Beautiful work.
Amazing.
So I'll have her as well. Shine Paw. They have LED lights, collars, leashes, and accessories. So they have about 8 colors and stuff like that, and they're from Ottawa.
Right, so they can shine up when you're going for an early morning walk or a late night walk.
Exactly.
Perfect. And tell us a little bit more about the dog potty happening in Alma, which we love the title, by the way.
Yes, yes. So that was She Shopped Local.
Yeah.
She is the one that came up with the title and the whole idea of it. So she created, we're going to have about 15 plus vendors. It's going to go all throughout Almont. We're going to have all the businesses a part of it, vodka, hummingbird chocolate, stuff like that. So
Amazing.
yeah, it's going to be a really great day.
And of course, dogs welcome.
Always.
Dogs are welcome. And we have a couple of furry friends joining us in studio this morning. Last but not least, we have Hannah and Janelle here from Dog World. Good morning to you. Good
morning.
And tell us who we have in studio. Earlier we heard it was Melvin, but it's not Melvin.
Not Melvin. This is Belladonna.
Belladonna.
She's one of our staff dogs. This is Toulouse. She's one of the foster dogs that we work with the Canadian Dogs and Rescue.
So
that we,
amazing. So tell us a bit about your business.
Yeah, so well, as my mother calls it, it's a dog retreat.
I love that.
But we do dog boarding, dog daycare, grooming, training, anything you could possibly think of for your pup.
Wow.
That is what we do. We pride ourselves on having a lot of fun with the dogs.
This does look like a dog retreat, like it's a retreat for dogs. How
It is.
adorable.
We have an in-ground So pool. We have an in-ground pool. We have lots of space. It's about 50-acre property. So we have nature trails. We have agility equipment. We have basically anything that any dog could ever want and need.
Okay, we're going to do some dog tricks here this morning as well.
Bella.
All right, show us what you got, Bella. Belladonna, you're up.
You want me to hold Toulouse?
Yeah. And Toulouse. Toulouse only has the one trick today, right?
She is actually really up for only adoption. rolls over. Belladonna.
She's up for adoption.
She is up for adoption. Sit. Hey. Sit. Good. Girl.
All right.
Down.
So is what you got, Belladonna.
Yes. Good. Bella, stand. I know, there's lots of people here, eh? That's very good. Oh, good girl. Okay. Sit. Stand. Yes. Good.
So well behaved.
Target. Yeah, just yes. Good. the back Very paw. good. Sit. Bang.
Oh!
Very good girl.
That is so amazing. Okay, we're going to call in our dog lover, Mr. Will Aiello, who named Belladonna Melvin earlier.
Good job,
Melvin. We have a little surprise for our own Will today that he doesn't know about.
Uh-oh.
So would you like to present him with his own custom painting? Look what you have for you, Will. Come over, come connect.
Oh, come on.
I kind of creeped you on Instagram,
Okay.
Jax, and I painted.
Look at that. Don't cry. It's okay. Do we need some tissues for Will?
Oh my God, that is so sweet. Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
It's my little man, my little handsome man.
See, it's your baby.
Oh no, I don't know if I've ever half cried on TV before. Oh, that's so cute. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're very welcome.
Oh man, now I'm gonna have him at my desk each and every day.
Absolutely.
He joined the party.
Look at how perfect it is. It looks like Jack.
Look at the eyes too. So I always say it's always in the eyes for him, and I could tell even through this, he's just looking at me and hello, Dad.
We'll let Will have his moment here. Well, we'll recap. If you want to be part of Dog Potty happening in Almont, save the date. It is happening July 18th, 2026. You could scan that barcode on your screen. There's going to be lots of vendors. And of course, this is fun for all the family and dogs included, like Belladonna, a.k.a. Melvin. Coming up next on Your Morning Ottawa, NASCAR comes to Calabogie for the annual event. Look at that car outside. My goodness, we're going to get the full details coming up in a few minutes.
That's not right. I think I can do better. I live my life a quarter mile at a time, baby. It's been great being on Your Morning Ottawa. See you guys later. Okay, that might be the most fun I've ever had. I got Jamie and Chelsea here to talk about Calabogie Motorsports Park because NASCAR is coming to the area. First of all, thank you for the two of you for getting me adrenaline rush for the entire week. Man, that was fun. I told you, I only have 5 speeding tickets, so you guys really trusted me in the car today. Tell me a little bit about what's happening at Calabogie, because this is really special.
Absolutely. We have NASCAR coming to Calabogie this weekend on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Our big NASCAR race is actually Sunday at 2 p.m. and our tickets start at just $35, and kids under 16 are free. So it's like family fun for the whole weekend, and we're going to see a lot of really amazing cars.
It's so cool. What goes into an event like this for people at home that might not be aware of? You know, you think about Calabogie, you think about the race cars. What's everything that takes place there?
So you can actually rent our cars at Calabogie, and if you wanted to rent this, our quick fixes run weekly, and they start at $375. So we have a lot of events where you can do a lead follow, you can be a passenger, it's called an adrenaline rush, and you can come and spectate. We have we have NASCAR this weekend coming, they have Fell coming, and SPC, and also Miata Canada Cup. Lots of great things to see.
And it's so great too, right? Because obviously if people want to come for the NASCAR event and do that, it's great, but there's also accommodations because this isn't just a watch thing. So there's a whole experience you can kind of have when you go there.
Absolutely. So if you're coming this weekend, we have tons of camping available. So half the track you're running NASCARs and half the track you're camping. You can camp Friday night, Saturday night, and Sunday. We have a gorgeous berm for our general spectating, as well as our high octane zone where you can get on the infield of the track watching the NASCARs go around on bleachers. It's a really great experience, and of course we have ice cold beer and food trucks on site.
Oh, it's so cool. Okay, so now walk me through a car like this. Obviously we heard it a little bit, so what goes into these vehicles? Because obviously you could hear and feel the raw power. What makes these cars so special?
Well, this is one of our GR cars. It's a Toyota, and you can get up to about 160 to 200 kilometers on our back straight in one of these cars. They're really amazing. They handle like a beauty car. HLC, this is one of my favorite cars to drive on the track. We also have Toyota Corollas available that you can rent, as well as Mustangs, and we also have custom coaches, so they can get in the car with you if you're coming out for an HPDE experience or a quick fix. You can have a coach in the car teaching you how to drive.
Do you remember your first ride in one of these bad boys?
Oh yeah, I do. Oh yeah.
And you'll never forget it, right?
I'll never forget it. It's exhilarating, really, honestly.
It has to be so special. You know, how great is it too to have this at Calabogie so close to home, and obviously not far from where we are right now, but having that kind of local talent here in Ottawa.
Yeah, exactly. And like you said, we're only 45 minutes west of Ottawa, so it's really easy to come up. We have events going every single weekend up at Calabogie, and like Chelsea said, all of our cars start, and tickets for this weekend are only $35.
Oh my goodness. Okay, well, why don't you hop around? I'll open the door for you. I have got a really quick meeting in the kitchen. Oh no, it's locked. This didn't work out. I didn't think about this. Is this door always locked?
No.
Looks like I'm going to be a solo passenger. Test that beforehand. You can climb in through the window, right? No,
there we go.
There we go. All right, so we got to head to the Your Morning Kitchen. Is that okay with you?
Yep.
All right, so I put it in first, and then we go 160K off the get-go.
0 to 60 right away.
Listen to that bad boy. Don't worry if all the people are watching. I won't actually be taking the vehicle out, but listen to that. Again, thank you guys for coming on and giving us this experience. Maybe I'm going to take you to the commercial break. Is that cool?
Yeah.
All right, we're headed to the kitchen because coming up we have some food delicious. I can talk about the kitchen segment.
We got a sneak peek inside a beautifully restored local landmark that has reopened its doors after 6 years of inactivity. Our guests are standing by in the Your Morning Kitchen. There they are, getting things ready. Here's a live look through our sky cam. You're watching Your Morning Ottawa. We'll be right back after this short break. Good morning, Ottawa. Good morning. Come on in. We're glad you can start your day with us. I'm Rosie Enda.
I'm Will Yellow.
And I'm Melissa Lamb.
I just wanted to share this again. This is extremely special. If you're just joining us, we had a dog potty come on, and this woman that paints, obviously, different animals and dogs surprised me with a little picture of my own dog that she took from my social media.
How
And
cool,
I think for the first time maybe in TV, I got extremely overwhelmed. I was almost, for me, I was speechless.
You had watery eyes too, like you were really close to shedding a little tear.
That's his fur baby. That's Jax.
This is my little Jax man, and you can see it in the eyes. But you know what? This is what I love about this show so much. We're supporting local artists, and they bring it back full picture.
That's beautiful.
To allow me to enjoy it.
Yeah, the eyes say so much.
Carolyn from the Wolf Gallery.
The Wolf Gallery.
Does these, so.
Oh,
if you want your own pet portrait, that's where to go.
I'll let you go and enjoy Jax there in painting. And now we're going to get to today's top stories for you. We begin with the weather this morning as Environment Canada issued 2 yellow level warnings for the capital. A yellow level heat warning remains in effect. An air quality warning just ended this morning. Here's a look at the sky early this morning. Smoke blanketing the city, creating an eerie orange hue. The smoke coming from forest fires in northwestern Ontario. For those looking to stay cool, the city of Ottawa has an interactive map with places to cool off, with locations such as the recreation centers, libraries, and community centers. A woman was rushed to hospital in critical condition yesterday after being stabbed in the downtown core. Paramedics say this happened near Rideau and Cumberland Streets around 4:30 p.m. A woman in her 20s was found with multiple stab wounds, but is now in stable condition. Her injuries are now being deemed non-life-threatening. No arrests have been made. And an update to a story we brought you yesterday. Police confirm a man is in critical condition after a stabbing in the Byward Market on Monday. This happened at the intersection of George and Dalhousie Streets around 10:40 p.m. Police say the man was stabbed during an attempted robbery. It's not clear if the victim and suspect were known to each other. No suspects have been identified. Anyone with information is asked to contact the robbery unit. The Byward Market Square building is home to more than a dozen local shops and restaurants, but they fear a planned redevelopment of the building could force them out. The city is hoping to reimagine the space, opening it up to make way for a wider central food hall. But the business owners there say the renovations could cause severe business uncertainty and harm to the Byward Market, with current tenants facing possible renoviction.
I hope they listen to us because we've been here for a long, long time. We know how the market it is. You know, what they're doing here is the new entertainment things. You know, it's nice. It made it different. But this don't have to be changed.
Business owners in the building suggest upgrading public washrooms and improving access to the upper floor instead of the full redevelopment plan. Work on 55 Byward Market Square is not expected to begin for several years. Ottawa firefighters rescued an injured construction worker yesterday afternoon after he fell from a ladder into a pit. The rope rescue team responded to the incident on Hemlock Road shortly after 3 o'clock. The worker was about 15 or 18 feet down in a steep embankment, unable to get out due to a femur fracture. He was safely rescued from the pit just before 4 p.m. People forced out by wildfires in northwestern Ontario faced a dangerous journey to safety.
This could potentially overtake us here.
Look at that footage. This video shows a train being surrounded by fire near the community of Collins. People on board managed to get out to safety, but they had to leave the train behind. Now, we're also seeing satellite photos you see right there showing smoke from the fire drifting across the region. Ontario Forest Fire officials say they are dealing with 160 active fires in the province. The death toll in Venezuela has risen again after the 2 consecutive destructive earthquakes which hit on June 24th. The powerful quakes caused widespread destruction. Officials say the death toll now sits at around 4,700. Almost 17,000 people have been hurt. Temporary camps have been set up to house survivors, but despite the assistance, close to 18,000 people remain homeless. International medical teams have set up temporary clinics to treat the injured. New numbers show management at Canada Post was given more than $30 million in performance pay last year, despite the company posting staggering losses and receiving a government bailout. A Canada Post spokesperson told CTV News the money was part of an existing compensation program and comes from its own revenues, not repayable government bridge financing. Ottawa recently approved a bailout of up to $673 million for Canada Post. The Crown Corporation reported a record $1.57 billion loss last year. To World Cup action now. Spain is headed to the FIFA World Cup finals after an impressive win over France.
Mikel Oyarzabal strikes fast for Spain.
Spain opened the scoring from the penalty spot after Lamine Yamal was brought down in the box. Pedro Porro then sealed the win with a stunning second goal. Spain now moves on to the World Cup final on Sunday, where it will face either England or defending champion Argentina. France will now play in Saturday's third-place match.
And it's never too old to start something new.
The oldest, it could be around 80, I'm not sure. But the youngest is 50. I myself am 76 years old.
Here's your Happy Wednesday story. These women in Kenya started playing soccer to get the bodies moving. They call themselves the Soccer Grannies.
Organizers say many are feeling healthier and, of course, are having more fun. They train twice a week and say it's helping them stay active while creating lasting friendships.
Love it.
Look at that.
All right.
The celebrations are also at an elite level.
Messi, look out.
Yeah.
Here they come.
Argentina's got nothing on the Grannies. Love that story.
Absolutely incredible. Our forecast today is going to be nice and sunny this afternoon. And if you're wondering, wait, you weren't wearing glasses earlier, I was not. Had a contact issue, so I had to swap the glasses on.
Live TV, baby. That's how we do it.
The show. I know someone's going to notice, being like, wait a minute.
Of course.
Yes, had a contact issue, had to swap it out for the glasses. But don't worry, now I can see. All is good. Mostly cloudy skies this morning. Some sunshine today, and we could still see some thunderstorms late this afternoon. Hot and sunny overall week. However, it will be a little bit cooler as we head towards the weekend forecast. 21 degrees is where temperatures are sitting right now this morning. 22 in Cornwall, 21 in Brockville, 23 in Kingston. 19 in the valley. With the humidity, already feels like 27 outside this hour. It feels like 28 in Montreal, Cornwall, Brockville, Kingston area. The valley currently feels like 23 degrees. So in our skies, it was very cloudy this morning. We're seeing a bit of sunshine out there right now. We will kind of see that throughout the day ahead. Cloudy skies with some sunny breaks here and there. We could see a risk of thunderstorms late this afternoon in through your overnight. That will continue into your early morning hours tomorrow. Some sunshine, and then it will continue tomorrow night. We could see some more thunderstorm activity late in the day, but then Saturday is looking, unfortunately, a little bit wet and much cooler temperatures as well. 29 degrees for us here in Ottawa today, same with in Cornwall, Brockville, Kemptville. Out in the valley, temperatures will hover around 28, 29 for Gatineau, 25 in Mont-Tremblant. So temperatures mainly in those high 20s throughout most of the region. Heat warning still remains in place for today. It could end later on today or tomorrow as temperatures are slightly cooler, especially with the humidity not nearly as humid today. Hawkesbury, Cornwall, Ottawa, Smiths Falls, Brockville, and areas out along the 401, this heat warning still remains in effect. Temperatures today will feel closer to 31 with that humidity into the afternoon. Tonight, 18 is the overnight low. Tomorrow, some relief. 27 is the high, mix of sun and cloud. Could see that active weather late in the day, but then relief overnight as temps fall into 14. So definitely back to being able to open up those windows as we head into Friday. Saturday is a beautiful day. 25 is the high. Then in through the weekend, slightly cooler. Temperatures on Saturday, we're expecting some rain, a high of only 21 degrees. As we head into next week, temperatures kind of fluctuating from those low to mid to high 20s. Collision westbound on the 417 at Vanier. We do have a stalled vehicle as well southbound on the 416 at the 417 westbound on-ramp. Stalled vehicles southbound on Riverside at Heron. The right lane is impacted. On your highways this morning, still heavy volume eastbound on the 417 between the 416 split and Bronson. The Kitchie-Zibi-Meakin Parkway also moving slowly this morning, especially approaching Booth Street as there are some lane reductions in effect. Westbound on the Queensway, volume starting at the 174 split in through Nicholas.
Gatineau Park's historic O'Brien House has officially entered a beautiful new chapter. It is now Maison O'Brien, and we have Letitia and Elisa here to talk about this new transformation and how you both are involved. Let's talk about it. Good morning to you. So you took over Maison O'Brien. Why did that come about and how? Good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, so Group Squirrel Chelsea, I mean, it was the natural thing to do following our experience in hospitality with L'Oeuf du Village. When we had the opportunity to bring this historical landmark back to life, we seized the opportunity right away. And it was already restored as a boutique hotel. So we had to, you know, freshen up the spaces and bring our vision to life while also preserving its historical character.
Okay, so Elisa, when does it open? Tell me.
We opened up May 1st. We had 2 months.
Okay.
We had 2 months and we made it happen.
You only had 2 months.
Yeah.
So what's on the menu?
So on the menu, there's a variety of elements. So we do have the brunch, we have the lunch, we have tapas and wine as well. And on the weekends, guests can really expect the afternoon tea experience.
It is just beautiful. I'm looking at the interior.
Yes.
We'll get to tea in a second here, but the interior is just dreamy. It's gorgeous. It must be stunning.
Yes.
You're going to see in the fall,
yes,
right?
The colors are going to be amazing.
Oh my goodness, not to mention the winter, the summer as well. So beautiful. So here we are, opened up for a couple of months now, and we're talking about tea. What do you have for us here? This is gorgeous.
So we have 11 bites. That's how we describe it. You always start with the salty bites at the end of the tower.
Oh,
so you have cucumber sandwich, you have a gravlax blini, a little bit of eggs here with conserva mushrooms, a beet egg, devil egg actually, and afterwards you go on to the scones. So this is kind of your pause in the middle of your experience. You just need to relax a bit because you just ate a lot of bites, right?
There you go.
And then you have the mascarpone and the ascap berry confiture, which is
Can you get a shot of that? This looks gorgeous.
It's so delicious.
Oh,
and afterwards, to end your experience, you really have the sweet treats that are right here. So you have 5 of them that we all make in-house. So that's quite the experience, I would say.
You do?
Yeah.
That's important to you,
Yeah.
to make this in-house.
Yes, it is.
It is.
It's artisanal. It's all flavors that are made with local producers. We really work every bite to make it happen. So yeah.
Okay, so we're talking about sweet treat. There's tea.
Yep.
Different levels here. Beautiful china as well. But I see you have something over here, which is one of my favorite foods. You got salmon. What do you got here?
So we have salmon trout right here. One of the things that we do at Maison O'Brien is that we usually have Chinook trout, which is made from Montebello. So in the region, we use this trout, which is locally sourced.
So this is trout?
Yeah, and
Just
we transform it with our own gin that we do down in the village.
Stop it!
Yeah, so
Stop it!
Everything's in everything, right?
Yes,
So it's super easy to make, but what you want is coarse salt, you want sugar, you want dark sugar, juniper berries, you need a lemon, and then dill. And you put all of that together on your trout, and you end up with your gin. You massage it, you leave it for 8 hours, so overnight. And the day after, you'll get this gummy-like trout, which is amazing. So we can do it quickly for the audience here.
So what do you got there? That's
so this is sugar.
That's sugar.
Yeah. Oops.
Look at you. Make it nice and sweet. And brown sugar.
Brown sugar, which gives a good taste.
Okay.
Coarse salt.
Yeah.
And this is gonna make the trout really get a different. You're curing the trout.
Yeah, it kind of opens it up to receiving all of this, like the sweetness of the sugar and then the spices, right?
And then you can do a dry, curing, or you do a wet one, as we do right here.
Okay, and so you're adding the gin so that once again it'll be absorbed, right? The flavors will just.
Exactly. So you really want to bring forward all of the tastes that you get from the gin. So you really go like this. And Letitia can show you the final result.
Oh, Letitia, go
after
ahead.
8 hours.
Da, 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 the magic of television.
The magic of TV.
Yes.
There we go.
Yeah.
Voila. So this is the actual final product. As you can see, it's really cured, so you get that texture, which is unique, and it really gives you a taste that you won't find in any piece of trout that you usually eat.
Oh, this, the aroma is absolutely incredible, what you've done here.
Yeah.
Tell me about the hotel. So we went through the food. I love the menu, love the tea. What kind of vibe does the hotel bring?
It brings the modern but an historic vibe as well. So we really wanted to put forward the history, but we really want to make it 2026 as well, right?
Yes.
So you go in your room, it's a really Canadian essence room, but you also have modern showers, modern bathrooms, and then when you go at the lobby level, it's all historic.
This is absolutely wonderful. What's it like working together, you two?
Oh, we love it.
You love it, huh?
We have so much fun.
I love that. Letitia, Elise, thank you so much for coming by, Elisa. And this is just a beautiful hotel being restored, Maison O'Brien in Chelsea. If you want any more information, maisonobrien.ca. And Letitia and Elisa, thank you again for coming by, and congratulations. And hey, continued success. Let it go on and on and on.
We're ready for it. Thank you.
If you know of a great chef or restaurant you think we should feature on the show, let us know. Your Morning Ottawa at ctv.ca. It is 8:47. Taking a look now at our Centennial Glass Skycam. Overcast day. It's going to be another hot one, though not as hot as yesterday. We're right back after this.
The Byward Market Square building is home to more than a dozen local shops and restaurants, but they fear that a planned redevelopment of the building could force them out. Let's check in with Bill Carroll from the Morning Rush and News Talk 580 CFRA to get his thoughts. And Bill, we're talking about Byward Market Square. Where do you sit on this one?
I love that building. Don't mess with that building. I understand that it needs some upgrades, new bathrooms, new elevators. Okay, but I would be reluctant to change the historic feel. I mean, part of the charm of the place is the messiness of it, the chaos of it. This idea of making event spaces and a food court. Ooh, I can't find that in a local mall. They should tread really carefully, I think, when they make changes to that. And I know it's an old building, but this isn't one of those cases where you just keep the facade of a building and then you make it fancy and modern inside. That's not the kind of market that I want to visit. I was just in it a couple of weeks ago for the first time in a while, I admit. But, you know, the main reason I stay away from the market is stories like we are hearing today, again, of violence. That's what has to be fixed. That should be more important than new skylights in that building. You want to update some of it, better access to the second floor. I always forget there's even a second floor in there. So, sure, do some of those things. But it's also ironic, Will, I think that, you know, they're talking about a renoviction, basically. That's what some of the store owners are saying, the business owners are saying. You're doing exactly what you're telling private tenant landlords can't do to their tenants. You're booting us out. We've been here 28 years working and supporting our family and supporting 10 employees, and you're kicking us out to renovate the place. What happens to our business? So, yeah, I think we should update the building more than do a complete rethink of it.
Yeah, you know, Bill, I was talking yesterday about the 50 years of history, you know, celebrating all the historic landmarks in the Rideau Canal here in the downtown area. And it is a building that just has so much history. I'm with you on that front, and I feel like the direction has to be more towards making it safe before redoing the entire building itself.
Yeah, there's something charming about the market that gives it that old feel. You know, I didn't like all the tents and other structures right in front of that building. Remember, they removed them so that when the LRT arrived, people would come into the market. It would be an open square. And actually, I kind of missed it when they took away some of those. I didn't think it'd be a big deal, but I liked it better the way it was. And that's the thing about history. You can't upgrade history.
It has a nostalgia feel to it. We'll see where it goes from here, but undoubtedly, obviously, those local business owners definitely in some fear. Have a great day, my friend.
Okay, I'll see you at the new food court.
Yes, you will, under the skylight. We'll take a good photo because it'll be excellent lighting for our program.
See you guys.
Bye, Bill. Remember, you can listen to more of Mr. Bill Carroll on The Morning Rush, News Talk 580 CFRA. That is weekdays from 6 till 10. Let's take a look outside, shall we, at the wonderful Centennial Glass Skycam, and sunshine still poking through on your Wednesday. Heat warning still there, but air quality starting to improve. We will be right back to wrap up your Wednesday show. Stay with us. Welcome back, everybody. Our Your Neighborhood segment continues all year long. Rosie, Melissa, and myself, we head out to different spots in different neighborhoods throughout the year. And we want to know if you know of any gems or local spots that you think that we should highlight. You can email us at yourmorningottawa@ctv.ca. It is one of our favorite things to do here on the show.
Absolutely, and just keep in mind that the heat warning is still in effect for us here in Ottawa today. It has been ended for the areas of the valley. It's still in place for Smiths Falls, Brockville, areas along the 401 Cornwall, as well as in Hawkesbury. Temperatures today reaching a high of 29. We'll feel closer to 31. 18 is the low. Chance we could see some active weather late today into tomorrow. A little bit more relief on the way. 27 is the high. We'll feel closer to 30. Then as we head into Friday, Saturday, Sunday, temperatures kind of back into the mid to low 20s. Look at that. Saturday, 21 degrees with a little bit of rain. So relief is coming for those who don't love the extreme heat that we've seen at the beginning of the work week.
I feel like especially too Thursday overnight back to the teens, that's where all the magic happens, where you can finally start to breathe a little bit, open up the windows, and you can actually have some nice mornings and not just constant heat and humidity.
Oh, get that little free AC going on, which will happen in the next couple of days. Thanks so much for watching. We're going to see you right back here tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. We're really glad that Will came back after he did that little NASCAR bit. Glad that he came back to the show.
Vroom, vroom, baby.